It's me, Vicky Marie, and good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. So here we're going to listen to the rest of these audio tapes of Stephan Stearns when he spoke to his parents from prison. I'm going to try and get on with it because I just want to get it over with, so I just don't have to listen to him anymore. But I do think they're important because I do think they give us a good insight into, this family dynamic, don't they? And poor Madeline, poor Madeline. The day that Jen Soto met Stephan Stearns was a bad day, wasn't it, for Madeline? Okay, so thank you. Just want a quick thank yous to everyone for subscribing, for liking, for watching, for supporting my channel in whatever way you support my channel. Thank you so much. And yeah, so after we finished, I can feel my voice. I'm going to try not to talk and maybe just comment in the chat along with you guys. But of course, it's difficult sometimes because I get angry. Yeah, I mean, those of you who've listened so far to these phone calls and you think, oh God, that was terrible, and he said this and he said that, there's more to come. The delusion. And funny enough, I was watching another video earlier while I was making lunch. The video of Stephan Stearns taking the police and showing them where he dropped Madeline off. And I think we mustn't forget the extent he went to lie to everyone about dropping Madeline off, what he did that morning, all those things, that this intricate web of lies that he constructed, even though he's saying his friend is a liar. Debbie and Chris, his parents, they don't seem to see it, do they? Just that what a liar he is. Basically, Stephan Stearns, if his mouth's moving, is lying. That's who he is. Anyway, so we're going to get on with that. I'll just say hello to everyone who's already in the chat. Hello, of course, to you lurkers. Oh, hang on, let me just... Hello to you lurkers, hello to replay crew, and hello to everyone who's in the chat already, which is David. Hi, David. Hi, Annie. Yeah, you're going to need a stiff drink. I've only got a cup of tea, actually, but I may have one later. Hi, Laurie. Oh, hi, Paul. Just you being here is enough. Okay, well, you only have to listen here, Paul. It's just audio, isn't it, really? There's nothing really to watch. Right, let's get right into it. So this call is June the 2nd, and now I thought he left a couple of days between the last call. But no, the last calls we listened to were June the 1st, and he rang his parents 3 times. This is June the 2nd. Then there is a little gap till June the 6th, I think. But anyway, so let's have a listen.
Just finished up with some customers, so good timing.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I was worried that you'd probably, because I know the weekends are busy for you. So we had a little under an hour before the phone system turns off.
What time does it turn off?
4:30 until 7:30.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I got time.
Okay. So I just used the commissary kiosk, and I looked into the reading glasses. They're $11.50 a piece.
So take note of this. The reading glasses, $11.50 each. Commissary wants to get these reading glasses. He's been going on about them for ages. They started off, he thought they were $2 or $3. Now they're $11. He just lies.
They start at 1.25 and step up in quarter increments all the way up to 2.5.
Yeah. So what do you think? 1.5?
1.5. I guess I could start with that.
Yeah. Do you get a chance to try? I guess you don't get a chance to try tomorrow, right?
No.
Okay. Well, let's go for one. Let's try 1.5.
Okay. We'll try 1.5. I'll make that on my next order. I'll need some money account bill if you want to put some in today.
Yeah, I'll give myself a reminder and make sure I do that.
Yeah, because I did make an order, but there's no money in the account, so the money.
Yeah, I don't believe him. I think when he first said that there were $2 or $3, I think that was probably true. And then he's realised that he can get some more money out of his dad. There probably are not $11.50, probably are $2 or something. But anyway, I don't know. But yeah, so he wants some more money put in the commissary. More money.
Won't pull out until tomorrow morning. As long as you put some in tonight, it'll be fine.
All right. Let me make myself an alarm.
Okay. I got myself some more coffees, a couple more sleeves of saltines, and some more root beer barrels. And I got myself a little treat. I got myself a little box of fruit punch beverage mix.
Okay.
Okay. Now in this, I think this is a call where it is just Chris. It's either this one or the next one. He is different. Chris does speak to him differently when it's just him, but when the Fruit Loop isn't there, the Debbie, because she's the one, isn't she, just cannot accept what he's done. But Chris too, though, he think some of the things he says, you think, well, both his loopies each other.
And on my next order, I will get some reading glasses and see how that goes for me. Can't believe I'm already looking into reading glasses. I feel like an old man.
Oh, you're getting old.
Now, I thought he was very clever there when he said that, because he knows. He's so clever. He is clever, Stephan Stearns, I think, in his manipulation tactic. If only he'd been that clever, if he'd taken his cleverness and done something decent with it in the world. But you feel like I felt there that he could tell that his dad was like, and he was like, oh, right. Oh, and then he went, I feel like an old man. He's trying, he knows how to get round his dad. He'll make him laugh, make him relax. I mean, I don't know about Chris and Debbie's financial situation, but, they weren't expecting to be supporting their nearly 40-year-old man in prison, son in prison. I bet he had $50 not that long ago. How much are they putting in his commissary? Is it $50 a week or, it's a big expense if you're only on a pension. Mind you, of course, they've got, they breed their poodles, so they've got some sort of income because, one of their poodles is just about to have 8 puppies. But I don't know what their financial circumstances are. But, this is never going to stop with Stephan, is it?
Hey, question.
Yes.
When you left town to go to Kissimmee, what time did you leave?
It was in the afternoon. It was a Sunday.
Well, like 4 o'clock?
Yeah, maybe 4 or 5 o'clock-ish, something like that.
Could have been later, 6 o'clock?
Maybe. I don't think I got to Kissimmee until around 8.
Not sure why Chris is asking him this, but it sounds like he's been, what time did you leave? Why? I wonder why he wants to know.
30-ish.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That sound about right?
I was curious as to, I don't know if I said goodbye to you when you left. You said something about when I get back we would go shooting, so I guess we're not going to do that now.
Yeah, believe me, I'd love to go shoot. Sorry we didn't get to do that.
There's a lot of things I'm not going to be doing.
Yeah.
I don't think they do pizza in prison.
No, that's one thing I'm not going to get. Or Taco Bell, or, I always said that life isn't so bad as long as you still have pizza and tacos.
Life's not so bad as long as you've got pizza and tacos. Well, you know who hasn't got pizza and tacos now? Madeline. Madeline won't ever be having another pizza or tacos, Stephan. So good that you're not. Oh, you might get them for your last meal. If you get the DP, maybe for your last meal, you can have pizza and tacos.
I don't have that.
Oh, they're opening up a Del Taco in Port Charlotte.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Damn.
Yeah.
Missed that.
missed that. Oh,
Yes, I think they're opening it up.
are you angry yet? I'm already angry. Oh, he missed that. He missed that. You know, just bothered about his missing these tacos. Oh, his little Riley, come say hello. Hello, baby. I'll try and get him on the camera in a minute.
Down the street from Arby's.
It's a bummer.
God, you could say hello.
Yeah, I saw that. Thought of you right away.
Yeah, well, it's right that you should, because that definitely would have been exciting news for me.
Yep. Yep. I just feel so. I feel so sad sometimes.
Me too.
Yep. A lot of people getting the backlash from this. People with hair, anyway.
Yeah, and pray to God.
A lot of hurt going around everywhere.
Yep. Just, one of my biggest regrets is that I've been so cavalier and so careless with the people that cared about me and that relied on me to be better than I was.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Like one of my biggest and deepest regrets.
Yep. Yep. Unfortunately, there's no backspate, delete, and do over it. You know, we're past that.
Yeah. Well, I just keep praying.
I mean, it's funny, isn't it? Chris saying, oh, I just feel sad sometimes and people are hurting. Still doesn't mention Madeline. You know, or what that poor girl went through for all, you know, it still doesn't mention Madeline. Weird.
God to deliver me from this and give me a chance to do it right.
That's a big if.
Yeah, I know it's a big ask, and I told him even if I'm not worthy of it now, that I'll work my best to become worthy of it.
Yeah.
And I hope that you guys.
Well, the murder charge. Yeah, the murder charge aside, I mean, you're pretty much fucked on the other side.
Yeah, that's the first time really I think he's been told anything. Now the thing is, but you know, Deb springs it on herself, but Chris does as well. I excuse Chris. I think Chris is more aware than Debs is. But he still jumps on everything. He still doesn't show any sympathy for Madeline. Still blames it all on everybody else and not his little son, Stephan. So I don't have any sympathy for Chris, just the same as Debbie. Debbie's more of a Fruit Loop than he is. But they're both just as bad as each other, I think. So, but Chris then at least said something, apart from the murder charges, you're pretty much fucked anyway. You just told him straight. Let's hear him say. It's so unusual for either of them to say anything, that is the
I just keep
truth.
praying to God to deliver me from this and give me a chance to do it right.
That's a big if.
Yeah, I know it's a big ask, and I told him even if I'm not worthy of it now, that I'll work my best to become worthy of it.
He's not going to, it's almost as if he thinks he's going to get a second chance. You're not going to get a second chance, Stephan. And it's not just one thing. 6 years of abuse. And then the red rum.
And I hope that you guys.
Well, the murder charge. Yeah, the murder charge aside, I mean, you're pretty much fucked on the other side.
Potentially, yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Not potentially, definitely. This man, I nearly said this boy then. This is how he gets you, thinking he's like a boy. This man needs some reality check. Potentially. Good
I
God.
don't want to confirm or deny anything one way or the other. I'm trying to hold on to hope as best as I can and see how the cards fall out here.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
see.
Anyway, follow up on where your mail order is. Is that possibility?
When I talked
Take that for Ben?
when I spoke to the mental health director, she said that she would check with the mailroom, but in case that she forgot to do that, which it's likely that she did forget, that you guys could also call the mailroom and check in with them and say, hey, we're trying to send our son some book from the outside. What's the deal with that?
Oh, okay. All right. Then I'll follow up on Monday.
Yeah, so if you guys get a hold of the mailroom, you should be able to look into that and see what's what.
Okay.
I forgot to mention that last time, sorry.
No problem.
I think they're still trying to chase these books that has been sent. They still haven't worked out that they've been sent to the wrong place.
But anyway.
So, well, this is a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to make sure that I called you before the phone system turned off and hoped that I caught you at a good time.
Yep. Yep.
Sitting in an open
You
house.
did. I just finished up with some people.
Are you showing houses or sitting at an open house?
No, I was just showing some homes.
Okay. So you're going back into the general side of things?
That's all I'm doing.
Well, I guess with the way the market is going down there, I guess general is not such a bad thing right now, huh?
Oh, much better. You're not stuck trying to sell a single product. You've got the whole market available to yourself.
Yeah.
You get to control the narrative.
Yeah, and yeah, I imagine that probably is a good deal right now, especially with the way it's heating up down there. So, just
Yep.
wish I could be there to help you out.
Well, me too, but can't dwell on that. We got to figure out what kind of path we can carve out it for you in the future.
Yep.
Maybe God has a plan for you.
Maybe I won't spend the.
Maybe God has a plan for you, Chris has just said. He is just as delusional as Deb's. There's one plan that God's got for Stephan, and that is he's never coming out of prison again.
Rest of my natural life in these places, and if so, I need to have some sort of plan together.
Yep.
Some sort of resource to fall back on.
You're a smart guy. You articulate well.
You're a smart guy. You articulate it well. This is not all Deb's doing this. This is Chris as well. Building up his ego. That both of them have done it all his life, and just ignoring, the elephant in the room, which is actually what he's done. Now, Chris is there on his own. He could say anything to Stephan now. He's just building up his ego. Him and Debs are a pair made in heaven, I think.
You're passionate about something. Maybe God has a plan for you.
Yeah.
Maybe if I get to be free again, I've been thinking about that. Obviously, job prospects are going to be difficult to come by. I might need some sort of resources to help me get back on my feet immediately until I can work out the income situation.
Yeah.
I might need some resources to get me back on my feet. It's all about money with Stephan, blagging money off his parents. But he isn't going to need money, really, except for the commissary. That's the only money he's ever going to need, is money for the commissary. He's not going to need money for anything else.
Don't know what that would be, but because
maybe
we may be gone by the time you get out.
I don't know if there's any way we might be able to set up some sort of trust fund or something. I don't know. I don't know how that would work out, but maybe some sort of plan could be gotten together. But that's all conjecture until we know what's going to be what here.
Yep.
So,
Well, once we figure out what's what, then we can figure out what to do in the future.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, did you manage to find my watch?
No, not yet.
Okay, you probably haven't looked for it.
Right, here we come to the watch again now. So he says, did you find my watch? You know, the watch that was in the big purple dragon. And he says, no. And Stephan says, oh, you probably haven't looked for it yet. There's his passive aggression coming out there. You probably haven't looked for it yet. And Chris says, yeah, I've looked for it, can't find it. I think they've thrown it away.
Yeah.
Without knowing.
Well, if it's in the storage stuff, I'm not tearing that stuff up.
I think they've thrown it all away. They didn't know the watch was inside the big purple dragon. Now he's mentioning it, and it's gone.
Because you can imagine I had to clear
the boxes that were in my room.
Well, we've been through the boxes, and it wasn't in your room.
But you didn't look inside the mouse droid popcorn receptacle.
Did you look inside the mouse droid popcorn bucket? I thought you said it was in the big purple dragon.
We went through everything.
So
and I can tell you it wasn't there.
So it wasn't in the mouse droid popcorn bucket?
Nope.
Damn, where is that watch?
It wasn't in the mouse droid popcorn bucket. He asked that twice. He doesn't believe Chris. He thinks Chris hasn't looked for it. But probably what they've done is just chucked all his crap out.
It's got to be in there somewhere. I mean, it wouldn't be anywhere else. I would have brought it with me.
Well, I can tell you that we went through everything, fine-tooth comb, and not there.
Yeah.
What do you think that watch is worth?
At least in the condition that it's in right now, I mean, it needs servicing. It's probably overdue for service, but $1,200, a couple thousand maybe more.
Yeah.
If you find these certificates with everything that.
So he thinks this watch is worth a couple of thousand. He's probably hoping his dad will find it, then he'll sell it, and then can have more money in his commissary or whatever. But I think he's delusional about that, about the amount this watch is worth, or according to his dad, what he says.
They're in the stores. My Omega box is in there somewhere. That will help.
I think you were on target with the first number, because Omegas don't get the value that Rolexes do.
Well, probably.
So
Rolexes do retain their value a lot better.
Yeah.
But I wasn't thinking about that. I just wanted something that was different and not a Rolex. Any a-hole with money goes and gets a Rolex. Doesn't require any taste or any knowledge. But I like the fact that Grandpa had an Omega as well.
Well, I think he's saying it's an Omega. Is he an Omega watch? Don't know why he is so obsessed about this watch. Maybe he's got nothing else to do but sit in prison and look at his watch. But surely in the commissary they've got some cheap watches that he could have. I don't know.
I don't know. It seemed appropriate using his inheritance to buy the same kind of watch that he would have had.
You can't do what?
I said it seemed appropriate to use his inheritance to buy the same kind of watch that he would have had. Made me feel a little more connected to him, I guess.
Yeah, I don't even remember what his watch looked like. I know he wasn't wearing it.
Yeah, see, then he brings this manipulation back. So he brings up his granddad, doesn't he? And it's like he's trying to sort of get through to Chris in that way. And Chris just says, I don't even remember what his watch looked like. So he's not so good at manipulating Chris when he's on his own as he is when Debbie's there.
Yeah, towards the end, he was wearing some Timex, I think.
Yeah. I might have got something like a Rolex or maybe a Saga Recruit. Submariners are always nice and well.
There's a lot of Rolexes out there, that's for sure.
Yep, there are. You don't see many JLCs though. That's a little more of a offbeat brand. But, or maybe I would have even.
Yeah, you're right, Angel. And you know, yeah, I mean, just his obsession about this watch, and you know the reality of the severe position he's in, and all he's bothered about is this watch.
Got the ball. That would have been cheaper than the Omega. A lot more robust. That's things I'll probably do differently. But I just wish I'd been more careful with the people that I loved.
So he said some things he would have done differently. What, like not abuse Madeline for 6 years and record it all on his phone? He said, I wish I would have been more careful with the people I loved. Still not really talking about Madeline. Now, I think this call is quite, because she's not there, is she? Fruit Loop, Debbie's not there. So Chris is having to talk to him. Normally, Chris is very quiet, isn't he, during the calls, and Debbie does more of the talking. And now Chris is having to talk to him, and he is less tolerant than Debbie. But even so, he's still too much, I think.
Well, maybe you'll get a second chance at that, but
I was hoping that
you got a big hill to climb up, that's for sure.
Yep, I know it's very thin chances, but I hope that you and Mom will pray for me to get that second chance. For God to hear my prayers in regards to that, to deliver me from this situation and from the people that are wanting to destroy me.
Yeah, deliver me from this situation and the people who are trying to destroy me. That's what he's asking God to do. He destroyed himself. Nobody else has tried to destroy him. He has tried to, everyone else has tried to protect him. He has destroyed himself. You know, the thing is, he will never be forgiven. He will never be forgiven by God because he's not admitting his responsibility. So that, how can he be forgiven? If he genuinely wants to be forgiven, if he's genuinely sorry, he has to first of all admit he did something wrong.
You know, do whatever it takes to be worthy of that. And live in a more upright and virtuous way.
We got a minute remaining.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, if you want, I can try to call you again tonight. Otherwise, I can call you back in a couple days.
Whatever you want, we're available.
Okay, well, I'll try again tonight, but if you don't hear from me, then expect me within the next few days or so. Okay?
Okay, sounds good.
And don't forget to put some money into the commissary tonight so that the order will go through tomorrow.
Yeah, now remember this. Don't forget to put the money in the commissary so we can order the glasses tomorrow. That's important for the next call. Don't forget. So he's whinged about these glasses that went from $2 to $3. Now they're $11.50 or whatever. Don't forget to put the money in the commissary because I've got to order them tomorrow.
I set an alarm.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I love you very much, Dad.
Love you too. Take care.
Give my love to Mom.
I will.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, so let's go to the, let's go to the next one. So it's a little while. I think he didn't like that call with his dad there because his dad did sort of give him at least tell him that he's fucked even besides the murder charge. I don't think he really liked that call. So he did not call then for a little while. His next call, you know, he'd been calling more or less every day. His next call was, I think, the 7th. Let's have a look. Yeah.
After the tone, please say United States of America.
Wondering if you were around.
So his next call wasn't till the 7th of June. Let me just go to the
IC Solutions. You may begin.
Tried to get the call the first time and it just disconnected us. So I don't know.
When it goes to voicemail, it just auto refuses.
No, it didn't go. It didn't go to voicemail. I was trying to pick it up. So.
Okay. Are you at home?
Yes. Why?
Oh, I was just wondering if you were around, if both of you guys were there.
We're both here.
All right. So did you hear from my attorney yet?
This is a very important one call as well. So Fruit Loop's there with him. So it's the two of them, the two parents. And Stephan's got some big news.
Yes.
Okay, so you got the news then that they filed this morning to seek the death penalty.
Yeah.
How are you guys holding up?
Well, we're just waiting for this to play out. So, you know.
I don't think Chris's hearing is very good because sometimes he doesn't quite pick up what Stephan says. But he's just said, I suppose you've heard then that this morning that it's been filed for the death penalty.
Yeah.
So Debbie, your mother said that you were officially charged with murder. I didn't know about seeking the death penalty. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, well, it was always a possibility. And the level they charged me at, obviously, you know, if they seek it, there's a good chance that they can get it. So at 10 o'clock this morning, they officially filed for intent to seek death.
Well, it won't happen for a long time, according to your attorney, if at all. And from what we heard, your judge does not like the death penalty. He thinks it's too lenient, and he would rather have you in jail for the rest of your freaking life.
Calls within the United States, Canada, and the Caribbean.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, I went too far back then. So she's really... she's annoyed with the judge for thinking that the death penalty is too lenient. I personally agree with the judge. Having said that, it takes so long for them to do it. But yeah, I think life imprisonment is a worse punishment than the death penalty. But she's annoyed. You know, she says, the judge thinks you should be in prison for the rest of your freaking life. You know, like as if I'm just wondering how this woman would feel. Now, I'm presuming she's got grandchildren from her other son. I don't know if she has or not. Has she got a granddaughter from her other son? How would she feel if it was someone who'd been doing what he's been doing to Madeline and ended up killing her? If somebody did that, well, either to her granddaughter or if someone had done it to one of her sons. You know, she's this total lack of compassion is unbelievable from a so-called Christian woman.
How are you guys holding up?
Well, we're just waiting for this to play out. So, you know.
Yeah.
So Debbie, your mother said that you were officially charged with murder. I didn't know about seeking the death penalty. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, well, it was always a possibility. And the level they charged me at, obviously, you know, if they seek it, there's a good chance that they can get it. So at 10 o'clock this morning, they officially filed for intent to seek death.
Well, it won't happen for a long time, according to your attorney, if at all. And from what we heard, your judge does not like the death penalty. He thinks it's too lenient, and he would rather have you in jail for the rest of your freaking life.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah.
I hate to say it, but I'd rather have you on death row because you're in more seclusion and you're not really with the bulk of the population of the people.
Yeah. Yeah, she'd prefer him to be on death row because then he's not with the general population. She really thinks her little Stephan is above all the other prisoners that are in there. And probably a lot of the prisoners that are in there aren't even in there for things as bad as what he's done. He's done the worst things that anyone can do. You know, even the things that even other prisoners, even other murderers look down on. He's done. Her little Stephan, her little Johnny, he's committed the worst crimes, crimes that even other prisoners look down on. But she's looking down on the other prisoners. This good Christian woman, apparently. God, she is breathtakingly awful.
Well, I hate to say it, but I'd rather be on death row too, because I agree with them. It's a much easier way out.
Yep.
I'd rather, you know.
And like she said, there'll be appeal after appeal after appeal, and
yeah, she said it could take up to 25 years for them to finally get around to executing me if I'm found guilty.
Yeah, and by that time you might welcome it, but we won't be here to see it.
By that time, it's about all I've got in me to serve anyway, so.
Yeah, so now see what she said there. She said, you know, because so let's say it takes 25 years, they're likely not to be there to see it happen, which is for him, he'll have no one up to that time. You know, he's worrying about that now. And then he said, oh, that's all I've got left to serve anyway. He did not, he didn't respond to, he doesn't care about how they feel about everything and what it's like for them. He just cares about how it's going to affect him. It's all, you know, and this is like, because the sort of human being in me feels sorry for him in that way, but then I have to remember what he did, you know, because he's got this sort of pathetic pathos about him, and there's a you know, for someone like me, it's hard not to feel sorry for someone. You have to just keep coming back to what he did. He is a good manipulator, this guy. He is.
Yeah.
I'll see what the point is.
They
said you were put.
Back in seclusion.
They said they put you back in seclusion?
Well, I've been in seclusion this whole time.
Well, that you're going to stay there or something? So I don't know. A lot of misinformation.
Yeah, well, I'm still in isolation, yes. I'm still in medical, although they moved me to a different cell here in medical, but this one has a bed at least, or I should say a platform to put my mat on. But, you know, I'll be moved again because eventually they're going to need this cell back. Because it's got a restraint.
Any word on the books?
No. Were you able to follow up with the mailroom on Monday?
Well, I mean, we tracked the order and it was delivered to Seminole, so we know it was delivered. Yeah. I don't know how to get a hold of anybody.
Here we go with the books again, the saga of the books.
Oh, okay. You can't call the facility here and have to be transferred to the mailroom or something?
I don't know. They have a mailroom there. I guess I can call.
The mailroom is at a central distributing place.
Yeah, but they have to have a delivery. They have to have a delivery depot there to accept the mail.
I have to forward everything and send it to the proper people.
Yeah, I'll try again tomorrow.
Okay. But
all right.
So yeah, I got the news earlier and told my attorney that I'd try to call you this evening, but you guys should hear it from her before you hear it from the news in case I can't get a hold of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're expecting a little bit of blowback from that.
Yep. I'm sure there's going to be a little bit of ruckus and some people getting riled up. And
I'm cooking ravioli that I got to. Sorry, I caught me in the middle of cooking here, so I'm going to walk out to the kitchen.
No worries. I guess I took the news pretty well, though.
Well, okay, that's good.
I'm just remarkably calm about everything. I've had this overwhelming.
Chris is in the middle of sorry, I'm not laughing because it's funny, but it sort of is funny. Chris is in the middle of cooking, and Stephan's trying to, you know, talk about fads. He's just been put forward for the death penalty. I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? It's like And Chris like, oh, well, I'm just in the middle of cooking. You know, this is like something, if it was on the telly, you wouldn't believe it could happen.
I mean, sense of peace and serenity, and I don't know, maybe that will change, maybe it won't. I don't know. I'm just, it's weird as it sounds.
For some reason, your company thought that we were right around the corner, I guess, less than an hour from Orlando, and I said, we're 3 hours.
So, I mean, our understanding and impression is that you didn't do this. So why do you feel at peace and serenity with it?
I don't know. I guess whatever happens.
Yeah, so he's saying you're supposed to, that you didn't do this, so why do you feel peace and serenity with it? Yeah, you'd be really angry, wouldn't you? At the end of the day, if you were in prison for the offences he's in prison for, the charges he's got, and now the death penalty is on the table, you wouldn't be feeling peace and serenity, but you hadn't done it. It was nothing to do with you. You certainly wouldn't be feeling peaceful and serene, would you? You'd be angry. So Chris has cottoned on to that. It's like, why do you feel peace and serenity if you didn't do it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, are you going to be accepted? Going to be the fall guy for this? Is that the deal?
Well, I think between that and the prospect of spending the rest of my natural life in a very miserable place before I eventually die alone with no one to care about me or give a shit that I've passed on, I don't know. I think.
Well, I mean, I think whoever's involved in this needs to have justice served on them. I mean, if you're not part.
See, he's still thinking, Chris, that what Stephan told him, that somebody else. He's still believing it here, I think. But he's knowing. It's all coming home to him. Thing is, these, they are law-abiding citizens. Stephan's parents. Chris was in law enforcement. They've probably never had the police round at their door except to do with Stephan. So, I think they want, whoever did it, they want them to be, probably if it was anybody else, would be saying, oh, should get the death penalty. Suddenly, now it's their little Johnny, their little Stephan. And they don't know how to cope with it.
Part of this, then, let's get that cleared up. I mean, it's not for you, but for the family.
I'm pretty positive that this was all an accident.
An accident now?
I'm not sure that any one person is to blame. Maybe no one's to blame, or maybe everyone's to blame a little bit. I'm not sure, but honestly, there's no grand conspiracy here to...
So he said, I think it's just an accident. Maybe everyone's a little bit to blame. No, you are to blame. He is the one who's to blame. God. I mean, these parents, they just can't keep defending him. They can't.
To hurt her.
Were you awake when sent her into the room with you?
Yeah.
And she was fine when she came into your room? What time at night was that?
Maybe 11-ish or so, I'm not sure.
Okay, so she was fine. So what happens between 11 and whenever you found her?
Well, that's the $1 million question, isn't it?
Oh my God, that's the $1 million question. What happened between 11 and when because he's now saying, isn't he, that he just found her dead, doesn't know what happened, or it was an accident, or, he's saying all sorts of things. That's the $1 million question. What happened? Yeah, that's what everybody wants to know, Stephan. But do you know what? You're the only person who knows the answer to that.
I mean, when you said you were out of the room for what length of time were you out of the room?
I don't know.
15 minutes?
No, I mean, I left the room a couple of times. The first time I left to go to the bathroom, and second time I was out of the room for maybe a couple hours or so, maybe more. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Oh,
So he was out of the house, according to him, or out of the room for 2 hours. Oh God, he's a liar. He's such a liar. And Chris jumps on that and goes, oh, yeah, oh, that'd be long enough for somebody else to kill her. Virtually, that's what he says.
okay. Well, that was plenty of time for the one-armed man to do it.
Well, so I'm
Did he say then plenty of time for the one-armed man to do it? What did he say? What does Chris say? So when Stephan says he was out for 2 hours, Chris jumps on that, goes, oh, well, that was plenty of time for the something. I thought he said one-armed man. But anyway, tell me what he says.
maybe a couple hours or so, maybe more. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Well, that was plenty of time for the one-armed man to do it.
Well,
yeah, plenty of time for the one-armed man to do it. Who's the one-armed man? What the hell is he talking about? No, I don't think he's got no sense of humour, Laurie. He's not taking the piss out of him. I don't know what he's saying. There's, I think they've lived in the hope that somebody else has done this. They want to believe somebody else has done it, but, clearly nobody else has done it.
So I'm getting into too much detail. She was acting kind of weird before she went to sleep. So I don't know what was.
Stephan's going to try and say she did it to herself, 100%. That's what he said. She was acting weird before she went to sleep. Probably that means he tried to do something with her and she didn't want to do it. That's probably what he means by acting weird, or is he just trying to build up to this defense that she did it to herself? What's he going to come up with? You can bet he's going to come up with something.
What's going on there?
Acting weird, like having difficulty?
Just strange behavior, acting loopy.
Stephan says that Madeline was acting loopy, strange behaviour. She was probably saying to him, don't come near me, I'm not doing anything with you tonight. I'm 13 now, don't want to do it anymore. That's probably what he means by she was acting loopy. I don't know, or was she, or did he drug her and he went too far? But, this is a different. What is he going to? He is going to come up with this, isn't he? He's going to say that he thinks he just left the room for 2 hours for whatever reason. He came back and she was dead there on the bed and he couldn't do anything about it. That's what he's going to say. So he's either going to insinuate somebody else did it or that Madeline did it to herself. That's where his defence is coming from.
I'm not sure.
Could she have been drugged?
I have. I honestly can't get into too many details. Just because.
Yeah, whenever he doesn't want to. So she asked, was she drugged? Do you think she was drugged? And he said, I can't go into any more to many details, but I have my suspicions. This is what he says in a minute. So this is what he's building up to.
Because I don't want to burn my case, but I have some suspicions in that regard.
I have some suspicions.
Whether it was given to her by anyone or whether she helped herself.
Yeah, whether it was given to her by anyone or whether she helped herself. I don't know. Well, we know who gave it her, Stephan. You're the one who gave it her. 100%. If Madeline had too many drugs in her system and that's why that poor girl passed, you're the one that overdosed her. Who else would do it? And I don't believe that Madeline would have done it to herself, because she just had a birthday party. Jen said she was happy. She loved her present. She got money, didn't she? And whatever. She was probably feeling good. Do you know, like, and now he's trying to insinuate that either somebody else gave her those drugs or she's taking them herself. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Makes you wonder what came up in the post-mortem, because he's seen the post-mortem results. Now, I don't know if you've seen by then, maybe you haven't seen the toxicology, I don't know. Because if there was an overdose in her system of any kind, either by him or by anyone, it would come up in the toxicology reports, wouldn't it? If she had enough drugs in the system to actually kill her. It just makes me wonder, did he kill her by accident?
Reasons to believe she may have done that as well.
But
I can't,
okay.
obviously can't get into too much detail because
No,
I'll stick
I
to
know.
the case, and my attorney will tear my throat out with her bare teeth if I flap my lips too much.
Okay.
Well, you must be flapping them to her.
I'm giving notes to her, and one of the social workers whose specialty is dealing with people who are looking at the death penalty. She'll be here Monday, so I'll pass some more notes through her to my attorney Alicia, and I guess some more lawyers are going to be hopping on board at this point, and there's going to be a whole team working on this. But
Four more attorneys.
it's going to be an all hands on deck kind of thing.
Well, I had a long conversation with them today, so I just, there's some things that cannot be passed off as you didn't do it. As you know, there's too much evidence to it.
Exactly.
But I told them, I said, you're still my son and I don't hate you. And I do not believe in my heart, I do not believe that you killed that child. You loved her too much and she loved you. And
yeah, gosh, now she's had to accept about the other things because there's photographic evidence, but she won't accept this. Well, fair enough, he is her son, but
and I just don't think I don't think it happened that way. So if it was an accident,
had a lot of wonderful plans for the week, and we were all looking forward to it, and we were all very happy to be reunited. It had been months since we'd all seen each other, and there's no reason that I would have given all of that up for literally no reason to hurt her and trade it all in for this.
No, there isn't. But there's jealousy on the other side too. I mean, if she told you, I hope you.
here we go with the jealousy thing again. Everyone's jealous, according to Fruit Loop. Everybody's jealous. His friends were jealous. Jem was jealous of Maddie. You name it. Everyone's jealous of Stephan. Good God, unbelievable, this woman.
Don't leave me for my daughter. That tells me that she was thinking about that for a while.
Yeah.
Well, it said half jokingly, but it's just one of those things. Again, I don't want to go into too much detail, but there's a lot of shit going on, But,
yes, I do. I have nightmares imagining what you're living right now.
I'm okay.
And
oh, she has nightmares. Fruit Loop has nightmares about what Stephan's living through right now. Shame she doesn't have nightmares about what Madeline went through at the hands of her son, her precious, perfect son. Shame she doesn't have nightmares about that, isn't it? About what Madeline suffered for years. But no, poor Stephan. Stephan's just lucky he's alive, really, and he's being protected. He's segregated. Nothing's going to happen to him while he's segregated. No, he's getting his meal. All right, it's not perfect life, is it? But for someone like Stephan, it's not as bad as it would be for somebody else, because Stephan is used to other people looking after him and not looking after himself. The only thing he hasn't got there, and he will get it when he goes to, if he gets a death penalty, if he's found guilty and he gets a death penalty, or even if he goes into life imprisonment, he'll get his little toys then to play with. He'll be able to paint his war hammers and play with his big purple dragon as much as he wants, won't he? So, he'll be looked after. He'll get his 3 meals a day. He'll never have to worry about paying a bill. He'll never have to worry about anything. He'll get doctors if he's ill, so really it could be a lot worse, Fruit Loop. It could be a lot worse, like it was for Madeline.
It sucks. It's just a terrible place, and I've heard other inmates in the cells next to me talking about it. Those that have been in and out of correctional institutions their whole lives, and they say of all the county jails they've been to, this one is by far the worst.
Didn't.
Well, she actually, Rebecca said that today too. She said they are much more paranoid and they're stricter than they would have been in Orange County.
They don't regard your rights as being as too important here either. They don't treat you like a human being. They're very antagonistic here as well. And mental health can hold you in these.
They don't treat you like a human being. Well, you didn't really behave like a human being. Did you treat Madeline like a human being, Stephan? Get the violins out.
Cells in isolation against your will for as long as they want to, under the guise of self-harm protocols. Even if you qualify for bail or bond, they can just keep holding you here and not let you walk free until they're, quote unquote, decide you're not a danger to yourself, and they can decide that for whatever reason they dream up.
Yeah.
It's all very, very, really murky.
Yeah, the whole thing is murky right now.
Yeah, a lot of people lose their minds in this place.
Well, I can see that happening.
Yep. And, I hear and see people that go into these isolation cells like I'm in, they start losing it completely and breaking down after 2 or 3 days.
Well, you're stronger than that.
Yep, I've been in here for over 3 months now in isolation, and I've never once lost it like that, so.
No, because he's all passive aggression. And, he won't rock the boat because he's too much of a wimp. And his mum goes on to say that he's always quite liked his own company, doesn't really need other people. And I think that's probably true. For Stephan's not a person who was independent. All he did was sleep anyway. He didn't even work, do anything. He was in bed all day. When he was outside prison, he didn't, go off and do stuff. So, it's not going to affect him as much as it is somebody who's more, independent.
But you know what? Truth be told, you've never been one that needed to have people around you. You didn't need it. It's nice to have them, but you don't need it.
It's just.
Yeah.
I just keep telling myself that there are people that have survived worse than this, and this is not going to kill me, and this is not going to break me.
Okay. Don't let it.
No, I won't. I'm determined not to.
Know that we're here.
And I keep telling myself.
I understand that if we can get this car sold, where we can get some money for your account there, I understand that you can actually, maybe pay $5 to see a movie or something on those tablets.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
It's like a penny. I don't know if it's a penny a word or what it is with the text messages, but you have to keep them brief.
Okay.
Hey, while I'm thinking of it, can you, that smart connections or communications, can you send your passwords for some of your accounts, especially Spotify, because I keep getting billed for monthly for Spotify?
There's the 1 minute number. I can try to pass those along to you.
He won't want to give his daddy's passwords just in case. I don't think he's going to give his dad his passwords. His dad is still paying for things for him. You know, because so his Spotify account and all other things that he had, they were in his dad's name. He's nearly 40 years old. It's all in his dad's name. He hasn't got anything in his own name.
Or give her to your attorney and have her do it.
If nothing else, I'll give it to the social worker on Monday. But I keep telling myself every day, repeating this mantra, patience and faith, patience and faith. I just have to have patience and faith.
Patience and faith.
Yes, you do.
And I keep praying to God for deliverance, and I just have this overwhelming sense of serenity, and I hope that's His way of telling me it's all going to be okay. Even if not,
regardless what it is, Stephan, it's His way of letting you know that regardless of what happens on earth, you've asked for forgiveness, He's forgiven you, and you're not going to be penalized further.
I'll try to call you back in 15 minutes, but if you don't hear from me, I'll call back for the next couple of days.
Oh, God. You see, if she's a Christian, she should know you cannot expect forgiveness unless you're actually sorry for what you did. Admit what you did. You don't get forgiveness if you won't admit to what you did. So I'm sorry, but Christian or not, he's not going to be forgiven because he hasn't even admitted he's done it. How can he be forgiven?
Okay, love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Okay, let's have a look at the next one. We'll go straight into the next one. I can't wait to stop hearing his whiny voice, to be honest. Right. So,
The tone, please say.
He waited. This is the 7th of June, and the last one was the 2nd, I think. So there's 5 days in between here that he hasn't rang them.
I'm not sure if it's his phone number or the system, but I'm picking it up on the second ring and it disconnects.
Interesting. Yeah, it's probably the system.
Yeah.
They're janky.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've got, as of the beginning of this call, I've got like $13 left in the debit account for calls and like $2 left in my commissary.
Okay.
So he's only got $2 left again in his commissary. So sit here, Chris. Chris goes, okay.
What was I saying before? Yes. Patience and faith.
Patience and faith.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just keep repeating that mantra to myself every day. Patience and faith. Patience and faith. No matter what, patience and faith. God will see me through.
Did you get glasses?
No.
Did you get your glasses? No. So his $11.50 that he got out of his dad for his glasses, he didn't get the glasses, but he's only got $2 in his commissary. So he spent that money that was supposed to be for his glasses on something else. Do you know, he's just taking the piss, this guy. He literally is.
I'm still not 100% convinced that I actually need them. The times that I was squinting down at the paper, I had just woken up from a nap or I had not slept that night. So it was probably just my eyes had not gotten going or were just strained and bleary. Because, I'm reading books now, and, the distance I'm reading them.
He doesn't even need the glasses. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. He thought he needed glasses. He bugged him for money for the commissary so he could get these glasses. And Chris sent him the money for the glasses. And then suddenly it's like a miracle. He can see again. He doesn't need glasses. He's such a manipulating, lying, grifting, horrible person.
I can see the text fine. So I'm going to hold off on the glasses for the time being.
All right.
Romans is all about God's forgiveness.
You can tell Chris is thinking, all right, what happened to the money then? The thing is, $11.50 isn't loads of money, is it? But it's at them all the time having to give Stephan money. And then he asked for that money for the glasses. He's decided he's not getting the glasses. But he's only got $2 in his commissary. So he spent that money on something else. Yeah, Billy Graham was in the jail that day. He got a miracle. He got a miracle. Ay. Got a miracle because just unbelievable. Oh, and what there's I can see there's like a bit. Yeah, the car. It must. Yeah, I wouldn't imagine they will have given the poodle ambulance back just yet, till after the trial. Don't you think? But I don't know for sure. But they do. They keep talking about a car that they're trying to sell. They're trying to get power of attorney, aren't they? Because of course, if the car is in his name, did he have his own car? Don't know that he did have his own car, but anyway, I don't know which car it is, or maybe they're talking about maybe selling it when they do finally get it back. I don't know if they've got the poodle ambulance back or not, but they're definitely talking about selling a car.
So read Romans.
Yeah. Well, right now I'm reading through Exodus, which is all about God's deliverance from hardship and having faith in Him.
Yeah, whatever.
Yep.
So I'm putting a lot of my hopes on the deliverance aspect. I've asked for forgiveness, but I'm hoping for deliverance.
Well, I will tell you as a Christian that the Old Testament is pre-Jesus, and Jesus is the only way you're going to get to God, and you only get to God through talking with Jesus. So I would get rid of Exodus and start at the beginning of the New Testament.
I pray to Jesus as well. I pray to God, and with these things I pray in the name of our Lord and Jesus Christ.
Yep.
I've prayed to Jesus for forgiveness as well, and asked Him not to strike my name from the book of life.
Okay.
It's just, I talk to God a lot, and things have been bad. I've been suffering a lot here, but I think it is
So he talks to God a lot now. I don't know what makes him think that he's got a special bond with God, and he's been suffering a lot there. I mean, I wonder, he never mentions, I talk to God a lot, and I pray to him that Madeline's okay and she's safe in his arms and everything's okay with her. Never says that. It's all about his relationship with God, not about the fact that poor Madeline is with God.
test of faith. I just have to endure this and survive it. And, things have taken a very grim turn, obviously, but, also things do get darkest just before the dawn, and I sincerely hope that I will have a dawn, but,
You're not having the
Well, it
dawn.
can't get worse, can it?
well, I don't know about that.
What dawn does he think he's going to have? Well, he's just lucky he gets a dawn every morning when he wakes up and he's not dead like Madeline is.
I'm sure things could always get worse.
I don't know what's left.
Different population.
Well,
I'm sorry. I'm talking about Charlie, you said.
yeah, well, it's true. I guess murder one is about as bad as it can get, and the death penalty is about as extreme as it can go.
Yeah.
I don't even know what method they use down here.
Say what?
Lethal injection, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that's not so bad, right? You go to sleep and then you go to heaven.
So, yeah, not so bad. Lethal injection, you go to sleep and then you go to heaven. Don't think you're going straight to heaven, Stephan. You've got a lot of accounting for your sins to do before. You've got a lot of purgatory to go through. You've got a lot of taking responsibility. Why does he think he's going straight to heaven after what he's done?
Oh.
So, I wonder if they still do
I
last
think they
meals
give you
as
a
a special
special
request.
You get what?
Del Taco?
I was thinking more like an entire Little Caesars pizza, some Mexican candy.
Mexican candy? Oh, God, his voice is so annoying. So, yeah, this is what he wants for his last meal, a pizza and some Mexican candy. So he's talking about his last meal now.
2 liter of cherry Coke.
I don't think you get a little species. You may get a frozen pizza, though.
No.
No, they get you what you want.
I don't know.
I think within reason, you know.
It's not like
I thought you were going to tell them they asked their mom to make her death by chocolate cake for you.
Well,
I'm having a little joke about it now. Thought that it'd have death by chocolate cake.
you know, just one of those is enough to fill your chocolate quota for the year.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
done.
So yeah, you get
in lieu of the chocolate.
quota for the year, but if it was your last meal before you've been executed, you can eat your chocolate quota for 10 years. It won't matter because, oh God, this is just such a bizarre conversation.
Cake. We'll have to it has to arrange to go to Ho-Ho's or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, ho-hos, that's not bad. Or some zebra cakes.
Yeah.
I asked your attorney today if we sent the hard candies that you like, the Mexican candy and the coffee flavored candies straight from Amazon, if that would be allowed. And she said sometimes they allow seasonal stuff to be sent through, but she'll check on it.
Okay, well, that'd be worth checking into.
So reminder of that, because it's not coming from us, it's coming straight from the distributor.
Yeah, I'm sure the hard candies would be fine. Probably not the lollipops because of the sticks, but certainly, hard candies like the Pulparindo hard candies or the Revolsaditas. Those would probably, if they would allow things like that, those would be the most likely because, obviously I get hard candies through commissary anyway.
David, can you just change your message, the wording in your message, please? I've got to delete that. You just have to say P, not the full word, please.
I'm sure you're tired of root beer hard candy.
Yeah, well, I'd like to try the Jolly Ranchers or the sour fruit balls, but those always seem to be unauthorized item, which I think means sold out or out of stock. So, on this last order, though, I got some more spicy peanuts. I got some more coffees. I think I've got like 28 coffees left now.
Yeah, this is what he spent his glasses money on.
So I'm good on that for at least another week or two. And I ordered.
How do you heat it?
What's that?
How do you heat it?
Well, the sinks have a hot and a cold tap, so if you let the water run for a little while on the hot tap, it'll actually get warm, and then, not hot, not steamy hot, but sufficiently hot to have some warm coffee.
Oh.
So I just dump it in there, and then I let the water flow into it, and I've got, I usually save over some extra paper spoons or whatever from meals that I didn't need them for and use that to stir it.
Okay.
I ordered, on my last commissary run, I ordered a couple of seafood items. I ordered a pack of mackerel, and I ordered the sardines and the hot tomato sauce, but they didn't arrive. I guess it was out of stock.
Oh my, see, as Chris is listening to this, he's thinking, oh, that's where the bloody glasses money went then. So what he's done is he had no intention of buying those glasses, did he? That's what's bad is he just wanted the money. He wanted the money. And, fair enough. I expect he's bored shitless, but, he should at least have been honest with Chris. So he's got the $11.50 out of him. And all these things he's bought with it. He's bought some mackerel. It's just, you couldn't make it up, could you?
Okay.
I figured, what the heck, I'll give it a shot. Maybe I'll like them. Anyway, the mackerel arrived, though, and it's a fillet of mackerel in soybean oil.
Mm-hmm.
So that looks like it might actually be decent. Got good protein, though.
Yeah.
So I'll get that, and who knows, maybe the sardines, those would probably be fillets as well, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
It probably won't be the whole fish, not like anchovies are sometimes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'll keep trying to get those because I want to try them out, put them on a saltine cracker or something.
Yeah, that'll work.
All right.
Yeah, you know.
You get hot chocolate there?
No, I do not get hot chocolate, I don't think. I've looked at the drink mixes and I haven't seen any hot chocolate.
Oh, okay.
But like I said, I got some fruit punch beverage mix, and that's pretty good. For about $4.60, I get 8 pouches, and each of those pouches is good for 2 servings in these little 6-ounce cups. So it's in reality, it's like 16 servings.
Okay.
So that's actually a decent deal. So that's basically what I've been doing, just getting coffee, hard candies, and saltine crackers. And then every once in a while I'll splurge and get some spicy peanuts, or like I did this time, you know, got the seafood stuff, and I even got a couple of curry cheese danishes.
He splurged this time with his glasses money. I bet Chris, it's all going through his head.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So I'll splurge on special treats.
What brand of Danish is it?
Clover Hill.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a bear claw
They
cherry.
must get it. Yeah, that's a school food service company. That, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff is like these sort of off-brand, like the spicy peanuts are from Moon Lodge. The hard candies are from like Corner Store Candy, things like that. It's all distributed through the Keith Commissary Company out of Missouri, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's actually, you know, some of these things are actually pretty good. The Moon Lodge snacks are very good. They have this buffalo blue cheese ruffle chips. I tried those on one of my last big splurges, and those were actually surprisingly good. And their sour cream and onion chips are actually very good. Some of the best sour cream and onions I've had.
Oh, some of the best sour cream and onions he's had. I mean, I don't know what you talk to somebody about on a jail call like this. I mean, it's surreal, really, isn't it? You know, you can't talk. There's a lot of things you can't talk about because you know it's being recorded. So I suppose you do just start talking. And what has he got to talk about except food? And I don't know, but and how sorry he feels for himself. They could say some prayers, couldn't they? I suppose.
Okay.
So that's interesting.
No salt and vinegar, huh?
No, unfortunately not. No salt and vinegar, and no all dressed.
Oh.
No Zapp's voodoo chips, nothing like that.
Yeah.
You should, if you never tried the Zapp's voodoo chips, by the way, you should get them at the store. They're really good. They're like crunchy kettle cooked chips.
We've had them.
Oh, yeah, the flavor, they remind me of all dressed. It's got a little bit of all.
Well, it's made me want a pack of crisps now. I haven't got any crisps in. Tomorrow I'll have to go and get some crisps.
Our taste buds are kind of changing. A lot of stuff just doesn't taste good to us.
Yeah, my taste buds have changed too, honestly. When I first got here for the first week, I wasn't able to eat the food, and it's funny how eventually your body forgets what good food is supposed to taste like.
No, eventually self-preservation kicks in and you just eat what you get.
Yep, you get hungry enough, you'll eat anything, and then I'm able to eat, you know, a lot of the stuff now, including the vegetables that are just bare vegetables without anything on them. Bare broccoli, bare cauliflower, bare carrots, you know.
You have to understand that with your blood pressure problem, they're not giving you any salt on that stuff.
Oh, no, I'm getting the normal trays. They took me off those diet trays.
Okay.
But they don't put salt or butter on stuff anyway because, you know, that would be too good. You know, they don't want to make the food taste good. They don't want people to want to be here. You know, if the food is actually decent and, you know, there's not much incentive for people not to come here when they're homeless or desperate. Not that it matters because homeless people are getting thrown in jail anyway. If the Florida legislature passed a bill that made it illegal to camp in public places or sleep in public places. So these places have become mental hospitals and homeless shelters.
It's true. It's a shame. A lot of homeless people and that, yeah, they haven't got anywhere to stay for the night, they try and get themselves in prison for a few days. God, oh, it's a sad world, really, isn't it?
Well, Trump was right when he called DeSantis sanctimonious.
Yeah, that guy's
The man thinks he's a little god now.
no, he definitely is a goose-stepping little dictator who tiptoes around in high heel shoes and is sinking the ship that is Florida.
Oh, God, who's that? The governor of Florida or whatever?
The only thing he did good was support us during COVID.
Well,
And that was just to give the middle finger to Washington, basically.
You know, he does like to slag everybody else off, doesn't he? So I presume this is, I don't know, the governor of Florida or some politician tripping around in high heel shoes. You know, he likes to have a little go at other people, doesn't he, Stephan? He does. Yeah.
well, everything else he's doing is seriously undermining civil, constitutional, and human rights.
Yes, it is.
So I've not been happy with what the party's been doing down here for a long time.
Oh, getting into politics now.
But
Yeah.
Well, he won't be happy about Trump being in, because Trump, he's quite happy to sign off death warrants and stuff. So Trump being in now won't do him any favours.
it's unpleasant talk that I don't want to talk about. The sad ass.
Hey, do you guys get to vote in there?
Do you get the
You
vote?
can petition to have your rights restored to vote, but I'm not sure exactly how that works. I read something about it in the inmate handbook. But I'm not sure, depending on what, it might depend on your charges or your levels. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Anyway, so what's for dinner, guys?
1 minute remaining.
So we had some ravioli.
With Parmesan.
Okay, that sounds nice. Can't believe
Yeah, what's for dinner? Ravioli and parmesan. Just rub it in.
there's 1 minute left already. This is ridiculous.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, it's okay. I might not be able to call you back in another 15 minutes. I'll try, but if you don't hear from me next couple of days, I'm much closer to the officers now, so they can get around to me. I'm not on the other side of the pod anymore, where it takes them longer to get to me and ask for the phone back.
Okay.
All right, but I'll try again in 15 minutes.
All right.
A couple of days, okay?
Okay.
Okay, love you.
All right,
Bye.
you both. Bye.
Oh, right, let's go straight to the next one. Let's get these all out of the way. Then we don't have to listen to him again then probably for, a while. I mean, I do think it gives a good insight into, you know, what the whole problem is here with Stephan, but anyway, right, where are we? We've not got many now. I think there's only a couple left. So we see it out.
Please enter your PIN number. After the tone, please say United States of America.
Hey there.
Hello.
You have a call at
Can you hear me okay?
What?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. This will be my last call tonight, and I'll have about $7 left in the debit account after this call.
I'm putting money in now.
Okay.
Okay.
More money.
Anyway, so you guys had a good dinner. That's nice.
I wouldn't say good.
It's sufficient. Better than what you had, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
You would be surprised to see your father. He is down over 60 pounds. I am down 47 pounds.
Oh, you know, on a serious point, I mean, they are, I think they are suffering Chris and Debbie. So they've lost a lot of weight. That's a lot of weight, isn't it? Down 47 pounds and 60 odd pounds. It's a lot of weight to lose. I expect they are under unbearable stress, to be honest. Yeah, and I thought that, Angel. He says, can you hear me okay? Okay. And Chris goes, what?
Wow, congratulations.
Yep.
Yep, I've lost a lot of weight too, and I'm starting to exercise a little bit myself during the day. So I've been doing a lot of push-ups and crunches and squats and whatnot.
Well, that's why I sent you that Kata book with the exercises, because it uses isometrics, you know, and they were saying, well, maybe they'll think it's a fighting book. And I said, it's not a fighting book. It's an exercise book, and it makes you sound in mind and body. And if anybody needs that, it's someone in jail.
Well,
sound in mind and body.
If they think it's questionable for any reason, they'll reject it and then ban it.
Okay.
Did you get my list of books, by the way, from the social workers?
I think we did. We?
No.
No.
Let's get them there.
No.
Fax that to you, or I don't know. Anyway, I've got another.
How many books can we send you at a time?
I have no idea. I don't think there's any limit to the mail that you can receive, as long as it doesn't pose like a security or like logistical concern.
Okay. Do you guys? One thing that Rebecca told me today when we were talking about the Kata book, she says, "You'd be surprised at the raunchy romance novels some of these guys get."
Oh yeah. Mental Health gave me a novel that turned out to be it was a thriller, but it was a romance novel. And I was reading that, I was like, this is like pure word smut.
Yeah, well, that's a housewife porn.
Yeah, no kidding. It's I call it literature designed to stimulate ovulation.
Yeah. Yep.
What?
That's yeah. I mean, they're like, yeah, you can't have anything with nudity or depictions of, you know, nude people or anything like that. But that stuff is like, you know, clearly allowed. I'm
they paint a picture.
Yeah, a very graphic one, I might add.
Yeah. Probably know what they should be giving inmates in prison.
Well, I don't know. I mean, from what I've seen, a lot of the novels on the book card are romance novels, which leads me to believe that most of the readers are female anyway, so they probably have a great time with that.
What?
Maybe.
But,
Maybe.
well, anyway, I'm just hoping to get some Michael Crichton novels and some classic literature, you know, some Tolkien. And I put in a request on my page for some manga comics, you know, like the Japanese comic book / graphic novels that that a lot of the anime shows are based on. I talked to Mental Health, and they said stuff like that should be okay as long as it's, you know, bound with glue and not staples like a regular comic book. I said, yeah, these are bound with glue. They're more like graphic novels.
Okay.
But they come in series.
Yeah, he wants his comic books, you know.
You know, and they're the basis for a lot of what the animated shows are based on. So if I can't consume the animated shows here, I can at least see what happens with the stories.
Okay, that works.
And at least the ones that I've requested should be okay. I don't think they've got anything bad. I don't think they've got like any outrageous nudity or anything in them. Sometimes, you know, manga comics do, because sometimes anime does, because the Japanese have a different attitude towards it. But the ones that I've requested, I think, should be safe enough.
Are those available through Amazon?
Yes, they are.
No, she keeps going back to Amazon. The thing is that Stephan, he talks as well as if he's so knowledgeable about everything. Oh, he's Mr. Prissy, isn't it? Oh, yes, I think these will be okay because it's this, that. He's Miss Prissy Stephan. We've got Prissy Stephan, Fruit Loop, and I haven't thought of a name for Chris yet, but I'll think of one.
Ask them to send us a list. Put it on the list.
Well, we got to get the first order confirmed.
Yeah. We gotta establish that we can actually get this going, and then I'll tell you which.
Yeah, so she's saying, yeah, send us a list. And Chris is like, hang on a minute. So I haven't even got his first order through yet because those books went missing. Chris is just thinking, oh, God, that's more money out of my pension I've got to send to it.
Which titles to go for. But I do have one of the ones that I want. It's Neon Genesis Evangelion. And
I won't remember that.
it's okay. It's a complete series, and I actually have, it comes in like larger consolidated volumes. And I actually have volume 1 in the drawers, in the plastic drawers beneath my desk if you wanted to look at that for reference and see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I think there's like 5 or 6 of those volumes.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, they won't let me send them to you, so
No,
that'll never happen.
but if you wanted to reference it and see what I'm talking about, and then look
Okay.
for it on Amazon, that's what I'm saying, for reference.
Okay.
And anyway, we'll figure it out. We got to get
We will.
established first.
We got a long time to figure it out too.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, no kidding. Apparently, from what I've heard, but we're gonna see what happens. But I really hope this feeling of peace and serenity is. I hope it's some sort of sign.
I hope so too. I really do.
See that, as
Yes.
many near-death experiences I've had, and as many times as God has delivered me from the jaws of death, I can't believe that He would do all of that just for me to end here.
Oh, God, see, there's one of that. So the times that God has spared him from the jaws of death, he can't believe that he's done that just for him to end up there. Oh, my God. What is he talking about? It's like he thinks God's got some mission for him. He's got to take responsibility for his own actions. God, it's unbelievable.
Well, I can't believe that He put those thoughts and desires in you either. But something happened.
Something happened. God put those thoughts and desires in him. Oh my God, again, not his fault. It's his fault.
Can't confirm or deny anything, obviously. I don't want to do any damage to here, but it's a lot more messy and complicated than everyone would like it to be.
What?
Well, I think
it's a lot more messy and complicated than everyone would like it to be. It's actually quite straightforward, Stephan.
I figured that.
It would be a lot more simple and a lot more easy if I really was just a horrible monster, but it's not like that.
No, it's not.
No, it's not like that. And she's going, no, you're not like that. Because in his eyes, he was Madeline's boyfriend. He literally does not think he's done Madeline any harm. He literally does not think that, despite all those pictures and videos of him abusing her when she was unconscious. He doesn't think he's done anything wrong.
And that's what Rebecca said today. She said, I don't tend to think of them as bad people. I tend to think of them as people that have done something wrong, but they have a lot of good still in them. And I say, well, that's exactly what he is. He's got a lot of good in him. A lot.
And I've done a lot of good. And I've done much, much more good than I have bad. But it's funny how, people only ever focus on the.
He's done much, much more good than he has bad, but people only focus on the bad. See, this is why Stephan cannot be forgiven, because he's not sorry. You can't forgive someone who's not sorry. And her, a Fruit Loop, as a Christian, supposedly, she should know that. She should be telling him that. You've genuinely got to feel remorse before you can be forgiven. If you don't feel remorse, you can't be forgiven. He's not even admitting he's done anything wrong. Oh, God.
Bad and all the good counts for nothing.
Well, that's what they always said. It's like being late to work.
It's just like being late to work. All the good counts for nothing. She goes on now to Fruit Loop, goes on now to say, it's like when you're late for work. You're never late for work. You're late once. Everybody talks about it and notices it. It's nothing, Fruit Loop. It's nothing like being late for work, what your son has done Face it. Face up to God. How can he be forgiven if he won't even admit he's done anything wrong?
When you're late once, they don't forget it. When you're on time 360 days a year, they don't think about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, it's nothing like being late.
Or when you're bad, they don't forget. When you're good, they don't remember.
Yep. Yep. If we had to put all my good deeds and weigh them against my bad deeds on a scale, you know, the good would far outweigh the bad.
Well, since God considers sins a lot different than you do, you just never know how it works out. But I mean, just thinking bad thoughts about your parents, believe it or not, that's a sin. Talking back is a sin. Lying to them is a sin. Stealing, you know, defaming somebody, talking behind their back, gossiping. All those are supposedly minor sins, but they all build up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to call Chris complicit Chris, because he's guilty by his silence. You know, she's the Fruit Loop. She's the biggest Fruit Loop. But, you know, Chris is almost worse because Chris knows. Chris knows, but he still just lets it happen. So, or cowardly Chris, maybe I'll call him. I haven't decided yet. Fruit Loop, cowardly Chris, and bloody sinister Stephan, or what was the other name I had for him? I've forgotten it now. But they, you know, they're the three of them. And, you know, people are giving her a hard time, but Chris is just as bad, if not worse, because he knows it's a load of bull crap, but he doesn't say anything. So who's worse, the person that murders someone or the person who just stands there and watches them do it and never tells on them? You know, just as complicit as each other, aren't they? So he's complicit. She's Fruit Loop. He's complicit Chris. And Stephan is just beyond everything.
Figure I've got a couple of Santa Claus stacks full of stuff.
Yep, I'm sure we all do. No one's perfect.
No one's perfect.
No, the only one person was perfect, and they killed him.
No one's perfect. The only one that was perfect, they killed him. She means Jesus, of course. Though how she feels that she can even talk for Jesus, I don't know. But no one's perfect. It's true. No one's perfect. But she's the one that called Jen and the family a load of bitches, you know, slagged off his friend. She slags off everybody except little Stephan. You know, so no, nobody is perfect, but you don't seem to think that about other people.
Yeah.
But he did that. He knew that was coming, and that's why he was born, and he did that so that we would not have to pay for our sins.
Huh.
Yep.
If we ask for forgiveness, and if
you're sorry,
ask Jesus to bring us home.
Yep. And that's what I've been doing, and been praying for forgiveness, praying for salvation, and also praying for deliverance. And I want you guys to also pray for me to be delivered as well. Pray for me to come home and pray for that opportunity. You know, I've been talking to God and telling him, you know, I can do whatever I need to do to get my life right, but I need the opportunity to do that. And it's only through him that I will have that opportunity, if he can see it in his heart, to shine his
he wants an opportunity to put everything right.
grace and his mercy down on me and allow me the opportunity to see my mother and father again.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I will pray for that too.
You know, have you noticed Chris's silence is deafening? You know, this is complicit Chris. He just lets it all happen. He's an absolute coward.
Yeah, keep praying for it. Pray for him to hear me, and I'm praying for it as well. And I'm hoping for it, and whatever happens, good or bad, I know.
You accept it with grace and dignity, and know it's not the end of the world.
Yep, that's what
You getting any chance to learn any Spanish while you're there?
What's that?
Oh, she says it's not the end of the world, Ted. Anyway, never mind. Now, this is interesting because I think Chris is trying to change the subject here. He says, have you picked up any Spanish while you're there? They start talking about him learning Spanish. Oh my God, I should volunteer my services as a Spanish teacher, shouldn't I? I could do Zoom classes with Stephan Stearns, teach him how to say I am a twat in Spanish. I'd be telling them that what he's saying is, good day and how are you and what's your name. And really, I'd be teaching him how to say, I am an absolute twat. I am a murderer. I am a child lover. That's what I should do. Volunteer to be his Spanish teacher and teach him all the wrong things.
Are you getting a chance to learn any Spanish while you're there?
No, I have not had a chance to avail myself of any education programs yet, but I do hear plenty of it being spoken around me.
Well, that's what I mean. Whether you're picking up some of whatever.
No, sometimes when people ramble like that, it all kind of slurs together and gets jumbled up.
Uh-huh.
But that may be just more of a consequence of the echoes and acoustics in here.
Yeah.
But, I keep thinking if I've ever had a Jesus take the wheel moment in my life, this is certainly it.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. You picked a good one.
Yeah, no kidding. And just, I hope I have the chance to see you guys again. I really do hope for that.
I would like to be able to see you or give you a hug or talk to you face to face.
Yeah, I keep telling God that, what I want more than anything now is just to see my parents again, and that, they need me around and I need them, and I want a chance to give you guys a hug and a kiss and tell you how much I love you and I've missed you.
Okay, baby, we know that. And you know how we feel, so.
Yeah, just keep praying for me. Pray for me to be delivered.
I do. We pray for you every week in church. We're going to a New Day Christian church and enjoying it. It's a lot like Saddleback in many.
Now, so they're going to a new church. I mean, it must be difficult because everyone will know them around there. So they're going to a different church. I hope they're getting some comfort from the church. They certainly need some, but, they certainly need a reality check at the same time.
Kind of a smaller version of Saddleback.
Very knitting.
Wow.
But it's the preachers are good. The preachers are good. The music is good.
Well, I'm glad you guys found a place that you like.
Uh-huh.
No matter what, I don't want you guys to worry about me too much.
I don't think you can.
It's going to be hard to do.
You can't make that happen.
I know. I just want you to.
You can't be parents and not worry.
I just want you to know that I'm at peace.
Parents and not worry, that's for sure.
And that I have this weird feeling like everything's just going to be okay. Can't really explain it.
Okay.
I understand.
But no matter what happens, I'm going to be okay. And if the worst comes to worst, I know that I'll make my peace and I'll meet with all my loved ones on the other side.
I hope so. I hope so. I mean, when I went there, I didn't see anybody. All I saw was poodles.
What did he say? You'd meet with Maddie on the other side.
If the worst comes to worst, I know that I'll make my peace and I'll meet with all my loved ones on the other side.
Meet with who on the
I
other
hope so.
My loved one.
I hope so.
My loved one. I didn't catch
I mean, when I went there, I didn't see anybody. All I saw was poodles.
Well, there's a lot of those waiting.
So apparently she's had a near-death experience, but all she saw was poodles.
My surgeon said I wasn't all the way through the door, but I was just hovering, and he said, God talks to you and things you understand. He said, you understand poodles.
Oh, that's true. But you do have more than your fair share of those waiting for you on the other side.
Poodles and horses, yep, cats.
Poodles and horses and
people, hopefully.
Yeah. A lot of people, yeah. Grandpa Joe, Uncle Joey, Uncle Woody, Grandpa Sid, Grandma Kay. A lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've got all those people too, and some friends that I've lost, and hopefully as well.
That would be good, because I know she's there.
Yeah.
I
say, hey,
cried as hard as I did for you, and I mean, we're talking ugly crying.
Oh, I've done some ugly crying too. Yeah.
So I still think about it. I still think about you every night. I still pray for you every night.
Yeah.
I still cry for you. I you know that. 1 minute.
1 minute. Well,
I guess we'll say good night.
yeah.
I say hopefully sweet dreams, no nightmares.
I haven't been having lots of dreams. I haven't had nightmares, but they've been strange dreams. I've seen a lot of faces of the people that I've worked with, the people that I've had as friends, and you guys too. And a lot of them have been weird, like movie plots.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so it's weird, but the one person I haven't seen in my dreams has been, well, actually, I've seen a couple
So he hasn't seen Madeline in his dreams. She's probably staying well away from him.
times, but I haven't seen for some reason.
Yeah, she's probably still getting oriented.
So then Fruit Loop says she's probably still getting orientated. Oh, Madeline won't want to visit Stephan. God. Oh, dear me.
Maybe, but I hope I get to see her on the other side. She'll say, "Hey, Smelly, what took you so long?"
Yeah. So I hope I get to see her on the other side and she'll say, "Hey, Smelly, what took you so long?" Wonder why she would call him Smelly. He's disgusting, this man. He absolutely is. Let's get to the end of this and get this over with.
But I love you guys, and I'll talk to you within the next couple of days, okay?
Okay, I love you too, darling.
All right.
Yeah, disgusting man. I've seen his button mushroom. Disgusting. Anyway, let's go on to the next one. Let's get through this now. I just want to get through it because I'm so sick of him now. So what was that? That was the ninth one. There's not many left now. Horrible man.
Press 0 to continue now. To block this call and all future calls, press or say 9.
I got it.
Hey,
Stephan. Hey.
Yeah.
You called and the phone just flashed a call coming in and then it just hung up.
oh, weird. Okay. Yeah, I figured I'd try Mom after I tried you 3 times, so.
Yeah.
Oh, how you guys doing?
Where are you? What are you up to?
Not much. I got a late start at calling you this evening, so I'm probably only going to get the 1 call.
Oh, where have you been all week?
Well, I mean, I've been here, you know, so.
I know that, but taking all week to call, you couldn't get access to the phone?
I've been mostly sleeping the days and nights away. I've been feeling so tired lately.
Okay.
Oh,
What's that?
I said, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. How are you guys holding up?
Oh, good. Same old, same old.
Well, no, we're balls to the wall getting ready because she's having 8 puppies.
Oh, wow, okay.
oh, she's having 8 I've got PTSD, David, over this. So yeah, watching that full video of the forensic technicians when they arrested him and took the photos of his button mush. I've literally got PTSD now talking about it. I'm remembering it. Awful. I know, Laurie. Yeah. Where have you been all week? Well, here. Yeah. Oh, dear me. But honestly, I can't get that picture out of my head of him, disgusting.
Wow, that is,
If we write you a note, can you come over and help?
what's that?
If we write you a note, can you come over and help?
Oh, that'd be great, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. For a while back, some of the nurses or officers were talking to each other like, let's just take the day off today. And I was like, yeah, that's a great idea. You know what, guys? Let's all just take the day off today and come back tomorrow.
That'd be a great idea, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
They save so much money if they just put everybody in ankle bracelets and let them go home.
Well,
Yeah, did you hear what she said? They'd save so much money if they just put people in an ankle bracelet and let them go home. So, yeah, well, he would, if an ankle bracelet wouldn't stop him abusing somebody, you fool, Fruit Loop. An ankle bracelet would not stop him abusing somebody. Yes, Mike, I am from Manchester.
No, that would be counterproductive because they want people to suffer.
So you're going to suffer enough once you go to prison, but if you're just in jail waiting trial, I don't know why you can't be on an ankle bracelet and come home.
Because suffer.
Suffer. Okay. Well, we suffer too. We suffer.
You know, it's because of the seriousness of the offences, Fruit Loop. You know, if all he'd done was a bit of shoplifting or, you know, whatever, had a spliff in his car, he would have got bail. But he's been charged with abuse, over 600 photos and videos of your step-granddaughter, ostensibly, and now he's been charged for murder, so that's why he's not got bail, you fool. I don't know.
Right along with you.
Yeah. If I went home, that'd be, too tempting for me to do something and not go to trial, probably. So they want to make sure that they have their eyes on me at all times.
Well, then why is it in a bracelet?
But I wouldn't waste too much energy having any sort of grudge or hurt feelings against her. She's suffering too in her own way. So
not as much as you are, sweetheart.
So even Stephan sticks up for Jen and says she's suffering too in her own way, and she says not as much as you. And when you have to be, when even he is defending Jen against Fruit Loop, and complicit Chris is just sat there saying bugger all because he's too scared to speak. He's a pathetic excuse of a man. He really is, because he just won't put this Fruit Loop in her place.
Well, she lost her daughter.
Yeah.
Her whole world was turned upside down too.
And you lost, a wonderful person that you love too.
Yeah. But everyone's world got turned upside down by this. No one is having a good time here. Just remember that,
Has she tried to call you, or have you called her?
So even Stephan tries to put her in her place. Cowardly Chris just sits there, says nothing. Where's his cojones? So the problem is not all her. The problem is the dynamics between her and Chris. He's got no cojones. She's a total Fruit Loop, but he won't stand up to her. And that's the product of that relationship is Stephan.
No. In fact, I'm under a strict no contact order during at least the trial. I'm not legally not supposed to contact her at all.
Okay.
I think that's pretty much standard operating procedure.
Okay.
And I'm almost kind of glad you guys aren't able to visit me or haven't come to visit me, because I feel like if you were to see my face, you guys would be a lot more concerned.
Yeah, whatever. He didn't look that bad. He was in trial in the courtroom the other day. He looked fine. He's just trying to make him feel sorry for him. And I tell you what, mark my words, when this trial is over, he will contact Jen, 100%. He isn't going to he hasn't got anybody else. His parents are elderly. They're not going to be there forever. His brother doesn't want to know him. He's going to contact Jen and try and inveigle himself some way, take advantage of her vulnerability again. I think 100% when the trial's over, like at the moment he's saying that he's not allowed to contact her, but he will try. Now, hopefully she won't respond to him. Because we don't know how Jen is at the moment. There's a lot of talk about Jen, whether she's in hospital or she's not in hospital. She could have had a complete mental breakdown. She could have tried to kill herself, 100 times for all we know. We don't know what's going on with Jen. But he will definitely 100% try and contact Jen after the trial. If he would try his best. Whether she responds or not, I don't know, because I'd like to see Jen and, you know, get a judgment on how Jen is now. But he will definitely try to contact her. He ain't going to let it go. Who else is he going to contact? His parents aren't going to be there for that much longer. He'll have nobody.
Why? Did somebody beat you up?
No, it's hard to get beat up in isolation, but I am very thin and my eyes are sunken in and I've got dark circles under my eyes.
It's hard to get beat up in isolation, but his eyes are sunken in. He's got circles under his eyes. He didn't look like that to me. Did you see it in that court? We watched the video of him in court. Didn't look like that to me. He looked fine.
And I look like hell.
I'm sorry, honey. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's just very drawn and sort of emaciated look. And even the social workers said, they came and visited me on Monday, and they said, it looks like I'd lost more weight.
Oh, well, you can do it.
I have no idea how much I weigh now, but I can see myself getting thinner.
How the fun's holding up?
Well, I saw that you put $30 in there the last Friday that we talked. I hadn't made any orders since then, though. So I just got the cost today and saw that. So as of today, there was $16 left. But I did need to make an order. So actually, if you get a chance, I need to drop about $50 or so in there if you can.
Another $50.
I ordered a buttload more coffee. A few more hard candies, some sleeves of saltines, but I needed to get some hygiene items as well, so I got some dandruff shampoo and some washcloths.
Okay. Did you get the books yet?
No.
The books.
To that effect, Dad, were you ever able to follow up with the people at the mailroom and find out what's going on?
Yeah, we found out that the address that was given us is the wrong address, and so now we have the correct address, and so now we're trying to...
So after all that they talked about, the books had sent them to the wrong address, so it's got to start all over again, the saga.
Chase down where the order is so that we can get those books returned and order new books for you.
Really? Damn, what the hell? It was in the inmate handbook. I guess they need to update this stupid inmate handbook. So what, do you have to send the books to this actual address here at the jail?
Yep.
Wonderful.
And they had already returned the Kata book. So I guess whoever at the other part of the Osceola system.
No. I remember we double ordered the books. That was the last book I returned.
Oh, okay.
Because I took the Staples, and then it's, oh no, this isn't us.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha. Never mind.
Okay, so I guess
Disregard that.
once you get the book sent to this address, they should get through then.
Yes.
Okay, well, I guess it's a good thing we figured that out, I guess. I don't know why they haven't updated this stupid handbook.
Me either.
It's pretty silly. They're handing everybody this thing and it's got the wrong information.
Well, I found a file folder that had your operative report from Irvine when they did your kidney, so we're sending that to your attorney.
Okay.
Sarasota Hospital, I still don't have anything on, but apparently since there was a lawsuit and it was finished, we can go through Rebecca or somebody can go through the Sarasota County Clerk's office to get that complete transcript of that.
Okay.
So they need to jump on that and do that. But I've got this operative report here that you were going to, when you were looking at the Navy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to send that. And I found your original high school diploma.
Oh, cool.
And your original birth certificate. And we now have 3 here at the house for you.
Oh, well, it's good to have spares.
I just made the deposit for you.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. I got some more root beer barrels in that order, some Starlight Mints, and I also ordered some butterscotch discs just to change it up a little bit too.
Oh, I love butterscotch.
Yeah, I figured the old man candies are probably the ones that don't sell out the fastest.
Old man candies?
Yeah, the root beer barrels, butterscotch, the mint, you know.
What sells out the fastest?
What's that?
What sells out the fastest?
Jolly Ranchers, sour fruit balls,
Oh, okay.
things like that.
Gotcha.
Of course, I order for the sour fruit balls just in case they're actually back in stock. I'd like to try them out at some point.
So you know what Jolly Ranchers are like, so.
Oh yes, they're delicious, which is, you know, why I'm really bummed that I can pretty much never freaking get them.
They have lemon drops?
Yeah, they got like lemon heads, lemon drops.
Oh, okay.
But they're more expensive.
You must be pursing your lips when you get those.
Well, I haven't gotten any because they're over $2 for a pack of them.
Oh, okay.
Are you talking about one of those little box packs or a bag?
I'm not sure. I guess I could order them to find out, but I'd rather get stuff that I know I'm getting better bang for my buck. So anyway.
I can't believe it took you going to jail to learn how to budget.
Yeah, I know, right?
Right.
Silver linings.
If there is one.
Yeah, it took me going to jail to have some clarity on a lot of shit.
Yeah.
About what's really most important in life, about how cavalier and careless I've been, and with all the people and things and whatnot that I love and enjoy. And
Can I ask you a personal question, Stephan?
Sure.
Did anybody ever abuse you sexually?
Yeah, so she asked him this. See what he says.
I don't know about abuse, but I mean, it was kind of sexualized early on.
By who?
Kids in the neighborhood. I had my first French kiss when I was 6 years old. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. Remember Nick Poland on Fall Stars Court?
Was it him?
No, it was his sister,
Oh.
Samantha.
Uh-huh.
We were all playing hide and seek. I hid in the closet. She found me and planted one on me, and there was her tongue.
Well, she had her mother as a great example.
Well, she was also like a year or two older than.
So she's sticking the knife in with someone. Oh, well, she had her mother as a great example. So she's sticking the knife in. This is the Christian Fruit Loop that is Deborah Stearns. The Christian. She's a Christian. She sticks the knife in at everyone, every opportunity she gets. And Chris sits there, just a coward. He never pulls her up on anything. He never challenges her on it. The only person who ever challenges her actually is Stephan. Prissy Stephan.
So who knows what the hell was going on there.
Yeah. She was just experimenting. Somebody told her about it. She was trying it.
And then, of course, you know, a lot of the kids in the neighborhood used to go around flashing, and me included, you know, girls used to flash me and stuff. And I don't know, it was a weird time. The 90s were a weird time.
Yeah, it's pretty promiscuous.
Yeah. I mean, even the next door neighbor, Diane, used to, you know, show me what she had going on, so.
Who's Diane?
In California.
The old lady next door?
Her daughter.
So sorry. It's like a comedy show sometimes. So he said even the neighbour Diane would show me what she had going on. And Chris said, who's Diane? So Fruit Loop said, the neighbour next door. So then he said, what, the old woman, the old lady next door? I mean, you couldn't make it up. You could not make this shit up, could you? Let's listen to that again. It's just ridiculous.
It was a weird time. The 90s were a weird time.
Yeah, it's pretty promiscuous.
God.
Yeah. I mean, even the next door neighbor, Diane, used to, you know, show me what she had going on, so.
Who's Diane?
In California.
The old lady next door?
Her daughter.
Oh.
Her granddaughter.
Oh, okay.
Her granddaughter.
Yeah, well, anyway. So,
Well, it's just that, you know, they say that sometimes when you know, like children, that you have been an abused child, and it was intimated that perhaps we had abused you in some way.
No, he has never did. And strictly speaking, I'm not actually into younger people like that. As you know, I don't even like most kids. So.
Do you know, I'll tell you what, this wasn't so serious. It literally would be funny. So he said, I'm not actually into younger people like that. Wonder what all those videos and photos were on his phone then. Oh my God, maybe he was seduced by Madeline when she was 8, eh? He's not into young people. And then he said, well, as you know, I don't actually like most kids. Oh my God. This delusion is, it's just off the scale.
It's just hard to feel a generalized attraction towards any of them.
Was it just her, or was it other people as well?
I can't get into specific details, but no, it was not a thing with anybody. It was.
Yeah.
All right, got it.
They've cut something out there. So she's asked, was anyone else involved? And he said, I can't go into specific details, but then he's obviously said something because there's an edit there. There's definitely an edit there.
He has never did. And strictly speaking, I'm not actually into younger people like that.
I'm not into younger people like that. You can't say the word children or kids, because he's delusional in his head. He's denying what he's done in his head. But yeah, there's definitely a bit cut out here.
As you know, I don't even like most kids, so it's just
Doesn't
hard
like
to
kids.
feel a generalized attraction towards any of them.
Was it just her, or was it other people as well?
I can't get into specific details, but no, it was not a thing with anybody. It was.
Yeah, it's cut out there. So don't know what he says there.
All right, got it.
But I don't want to get too much into details or.
Yeah, I know.
Confirm or deny anything officially, anything that could possibly be used against me. I mean, I haven't seen the inside of a courtroom yet, so it would be kind of stupid to be making anything that could be construed as an admission of guilt.
Yeah, no, I was just wondering who I needed to go Mama Bear on if they had hurt you as a child.
No, unfortunately, shit was just weird back in the 90s, and unfortunately I got exposed to all that stuff pretty early on.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but none of it was your guys' fault.
Well, that makes you feel better.
Well, I would hope you'd feel better. You have nothing to feel bad about in that regard. I mean, you might have been a little more heavy on the discipline than I would have cared for, but yeah.
Oh my God, another oh my God moment. So he said you've got nothing to worry about with that regard, but you might have been a little heavy on the discipline more than that. I think they weren't heavy enough on the discipline, were they? Wouldn't you say that was more likely? I mean, what does he mean by that? They were a bit more heavy on the discipline than he would have liked. What he means by heavy on the discipline is just asking him to do something, or, honest to God, this entitled little prissy Stephan.
Well, look what I had for an example of when I was growing up.
Yeah.
And I didn't treat you as bad as my mother treated me, so.
Yeah.
And you probably would have been a better father.
But anyway, there's no point in getting into that.
Yeah, he doesn't want to talk about that, you can see. So she says, I wasn't as bad to you as my mother was to me. Now, I think that's probably true of all of us, isn't it? Generations. When you think about what parents, did used to smack their children or give them the bell or whatever, and now, of course, that would be a terrible thing to do, but people did it. And each generation probably was less, this expression that we have in English, spare the rod, spoil the child. these expressions, I'm not saying they're right, but this is what people used to do. Can't pretend it never happened. There's corporal punishment in schools, in homes. And that's what she's saying. So that's probably a typical thing that a lot of women or a lot of people of her age, parents, would say, you know, that maybe they smack their children, but their parents probably really smack them hard. And then now people don't smack, and it's right, probably. But, you know, it's like, so he doesn't want to go there at all about that, does he? But it seems to me, I mean, I don't know, maybe she did leather him, I don't know. But it seems to me he's been let to get away with all sorts of things. But he seems to think he's been quite hard done by, doesn't he? Which is strange, isn't it? Really, he seems to think that he's actually been hard done by as a child, but I think to everybody else it seems more like he's just been allowed to get away with whatever he wants. But I don't know. I mean, she's definitely been you know, complicit. Chris, cowardly Chris, he's still not saying anything, is he? His silence is deafening. She's rules the roost, doesn't she? And he's too scared to even say boo. Chris.
No.
You know, a while back I would have joked around and said, hey, but I turned out fine, but I can't really say that right now.
Okay.
So,
Yes, you can. Yeah, no, you can't really say that right now, Stephan, that you turned out fine.
No, can't say that.
But, you know, I'm praying every day and still holding out hope and praying to Jesus and asking for his help and his mercy, and asking him to help deliver me from this if it's possible, and to continue to give me the strength to endure it and get through it, and to continue watching out for her, take care of her.
Oh, he did that.
There's no problem with she's in the best place she can be, if not here.
Yeah.
So then Debbie says she's in the best place she can be. Now, that's sort of true in a way. I'm sure she's up with Jesus or up with God or whatever. And but do you know where she should be is living out the rest of her life, Debbie Fruit Loop. You've had the chance to live your life out. How can she be so blasé like that? Remember what she said earlier. It was her time. It was not her time. Was not Madeline's time. She was 13 years old. What is wrong with this woman? And again, cowardly Chris, he doesn't say a word.
1 minute remaining.
I'm sorry.
These things go so fast.
I know.
Well, I'm not going to be able to call you again tonight just because it's already really late, and by the time the cool down period is over, it's going to be like 10 minutes until the phone system shuts off.
Okay, darling. Let's try again.
I will call you back tomorrow evening, though, and I'll try to get an earlier start at it, okay?
Okay, love you.
I love you too, Mama Bear. I love you, Dad.
Love you too.
Okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
Chris is like in just oh, love you too. You know, he's just, his silence is deafening. Okay, very only, I think there's only 2 calls left now. So we'll soon be over with it. So where are we? We are up to number 11. Well, there's actually 3 calls, but one's only 3 minutes, so that's not going to take long.
Everything's the same except my last 4 is 65.
Hey.
Hey.
That phone app is not working right. So the same number you just called your mother, everything's the same except my last 4 is 6588.
Okay.
All right. So don't use the other number because it flashes up on the screen and it says I missed the call. I never got a chance to answer it.
So don't use the jackpot number anymore?
The jackpot number. Okay, don't use the jackpot number.
All right.
Hey. You want puppy watch?
Yep.
Okay. What were you saying, Mom?
I said we're on puppy watch. She's in there nesting in the whelping box.
Oh, so she's about to have them?
Yes, ma'am, sir.
Well, anytime.
We're ready. We're ready.
So the poodle's just about to have puppies. 8 puppies.
I'm jealous.
I wish you were here.
Yeah, me too. I love puppy time.
I know, baby. I know.
So we ordered some books for you. So
Joe, in his interviews, he's forgotten that in his interviews, he complained about those poodles. He whinged about the poodles, that his parents' house was chaotic and all the poodles run around. Now it's like, oh, he loves the poodles. He's a liar.
yeah, so we shipped them to the new address, and obviously we're chasing the order that's sitting over there in Seminole. But what did we get? About 6 books.
4 or 5. We got 2 Michael Crichton. I got a Sudoku and a card.
Can you repeat that? You were breaking up a little bit.
Before.
Okay, did you hear what he just said? Okay, he was talking. We got 2 Michael Crichton books. We got a card book. We got a Sudoku, and we got what?
Anything else?
Okay, 2 Michael Crichtons.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a Sudoku.
Yeah.
Got a card game.
Yeah.
Okay, that's $4.
Yeah.
Okay, $4. $70 for $4?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so 4 books.
Okay, cool. Very nice. Which Michael Crichton books did you get me? Do you remember?
We got, was it Sapphire?
No.
No, what's the one that started with S?
What is Sphere?
Sphere, yeah, thank you. And then,
I think did we get Volcano?
no, I don't know what you got. Anyway, we got 2 Michael Crichton books, the card books, the Sudoku.
Okay, very
And I think it's supposed to arrive Tuesday.
Okay, very cool. I'll have to keep an eye out for those then.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I'm not the Eaters of the Dead.
Eaters of the Dead.
Eaters of the Dead. Oh, very cool. Very cool art.
Yeah.
No, that was a movie.
What's that?
That was a movie. We got 3 Michael Crichton. We got Eaters of the Dead, Fear, and what is it? Dragon Teeth.
Which one?
Dragon Teeth.
Dragon Teeth. Oh, okay. I don't think I've read that one yet. What's that about?
And then there's
They don't know what it's about. They have no idea what it's about. They've just ordered them because they think he likes Michael Crichton or whatever, or whoever the author was. They haven't got a bloody clue what the book's about.
Timeline. We also got Michael Crichton Timeline.
Oh, awesome. Oh, you got some good ones.
Oh,
And
God.
1,000 Sudokus.
Yeah.
Easy to heart.
I think the only other one, Michael Crichton one that I had for my list was Jurassic Park as well. So.
Yeah, scroll up there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got arriving Tuesday. Eaters of the Dead is arriving on the 24th, which is like a week later. And then card games for travelers.
Yes.
Okay. And then arriving Tuesday, again, more arriving Tuesday timeline and Sudoku. So there was like 5 books.
Oh, very nice. Okay, cool. Ooh, that's exciting. Did the social workers ever get a chance to send you the list of the books?
No.
No. Okay, that's fine. If you want, I can give you just a few titles to add to the list once these arrive. If you want to add any other ones.
All right, go ahead.
The Hobbit.
Why does he need all these books all at once? He can't read them all at once. You know, surely they should just send him a couple at a time, and then when they send, you know, when he's finished one or just before he's finished one, send him another. Doesn't need 20 books all at once, does he? But I suppose you know, I think that for them as his parents, they'll be just trying to do something useful, and I suppose one useful thing they can do is send him some books. So You'd just be keen to do what you could do.
Hobbit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ready Player One.
Ready Player One.
Correct. Jurassic Park. And The Howling.
Oh, that was a good one.
I remember that film, The Howling. I don't know. I mean, it's from years ago, but it was a good film. It was a good film, The Howling, but I haven't read the book.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you remember the movie that gave me werewolf nightmares for, most of my young life. Back when we lived in Summerport, I read the book on an ebook, and I got to tell you, the book was way more terrifying. That gave me nightmares.
Wow. Okay.
I've never had a book give me nightmares before, but I read The Howling, and it gave me nightmares.
All right. Well, I won't be reading that one myself. I'm not into that stuff anyway.
Yeah, but
Anything else on this list?
yeah, actually, let me see here. Dinotopia Lost.
Dinotopia Lost?
Dinotopia Lost.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember, but you bought me that book when we lived in Bradenton. It was my first big book.
Okay.
What about Dinotopia, A Land Apart from Time?
I don't know. I haven't read that one, but I know I like Dinotopia Lost. It was by Alan Dean Foster, and it was a very good book.
And then they got Dinotopia, The World Beneath, and Dinotopia Lost.
Yeah, they got like a whole Dinotopia series, but Dinotopia Lost is like a big serious book. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Hang on a second, I need to add this to the cart.
Where's he going to put all these books? You can't have all the... They'll just buy him a couple at a time, won't they? They're not going to send him all these books, are they?
Use it yet, but I want to keep the names right. So what's the next one?
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah.
You think that?
And I think there was Jaws started as a novel, didn't it?
Jaws, he won't.
It all started as a novel.
What's that?
Wasn't a movie. It wasn't a movie first. It was a book first.
Yeah, Jaws. I've never read the novel. I'd love to read the novel.
Okay.
And then beyond that, I mean, I've got things like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and Journey to the Center of the Earth by Jules Verne.
You mentioned some Agatha Christie.
What's that?
You mentioned Agatha Christie.
Yes, Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie.
Oh,
and I think she wrote a couple others in that series with Hercule Poirot as the lead character.
Oh my God, he wants Murder on the Orient Express. I think she wrote a few more in that series. Well, yeah, just a few. But oh my God, how many books does he want?
So I think it was Murder on the Orient Express, and I think she also wrote Death on the Nile.
Oh, Death on the Nile. I mean, for God's sake. Oh my God. What's he doing ordering all his books in for the next 25 years? Goodness me.
And then A Haunting in Venice. I know they made movies off of them.
Unbelievable.
You want any Tom Swift books?
Tom Swift? Yeah, I'm not familiar with those, actually.
I read them as a kid. They were kind of not science fiction. They were space books, kind of like Star Trek.
Okay, I see. And I've got some other classic literature like Treasure Island, Moby Dick, Heart of Darkness.
Where do you want to keep all these?
How many books do you want?
Well, that's why we're kind of starting a little bit at a time. I don't have much in the way of storage right now, although in the regular cell, apparently you have some kind of storage Foot Locker or something, but if nothing else,
all these books and it's moving day.
what's that?
I said it's going to be kind of tough when it's moving day and you got all these books.
Yeah, no kidding. Obviously, the Crichton ones, I definitely want to get those in my hands. I mean, we can take the list slow. You know, you don't have to get them all at once. But the Crichtons are definitely a must-have. Ready Player One, The Hobbit, you know, J.R.R. Tolkien, must-haves. The Howling, Jaws. Yeah. So I mean, we.
Now, he said the following. Now, wasn't that the series about serial killers? About all those serial killers that followed that guy. There was a series on the telly about it. I don't know. I presume it's from a book. Is that what he means?
Take them slow. If nothing else, I can have, you know, a few stacks of books up against the wall or something for now.
Okay.
And most of these aren't going to be like super thick, so.
Okay.
Not have all them books.
I can give you more if you want, but I figure you've got a good list to go off of for now.
Yeah, we got enough to work with.
Yeah. Anyway, so you're on Puppy Watch, and what did you eat for dinner tonight?
We had some so-so baby back ribs I got at Sam's. They weren't that good. Didn't like them.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and then I had a baked potato, and then I made some keto brownies. I didn't like those either.
Yeah. Yeah. What's that?
There's a trilogy about.
I can't hear her too well.
There's a Howling trilogy book.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah, so
Yeah, go for that. I didn't know if they had any more Howling books or not. I knew of the first one. I didn't know if they had written any more. So if they got a trilogy, yeah, go for the trilogy.
yeah, you can tell it's a trilogy. It's $26 for the book.
Oh, is it like one big book?
Yeah, one big book has 3 stories in it.
Oh, very nice. Okay. Yeah, that's good. And that also won't take up as much space.
Yeah, yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
This bag.
I was hoping they wrote more than one. Yeah, that's exciting. That's good. That will be nightmares.
My Pet Werewolf.
What's that?
Stephen King's Cycle of the Werewolf.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if they got good werewolf, I mean, if you can find highly rated werewolf books, that's always...
Well, they've got 4.5 stars.
That's not bad, then. And Stephen King is, you know, he's the king of horror, so I presume his would be good.
Yeah, you would think so. That trilogy is.
Yeah, he likes these werewolf ones, doesn't he? I mean, as you were saying earlier, Mike, he's psychiatrist, or we having a field day with these book choices. But yeah, he likes his werewolf ones. And of course, werewolves are people that are normal, aren't they? And then change under the full moon. Do you think he identifies? Because he thinks he's a good guy, doesn't he? He says he's a good guy. But does then he have these moments where he changes into not such a good guy, as evidenced on all the videos and photos that the police have as evidence?
Didn't have an add to cart. You had to put it on the list, so it may not be available.
Okay, well...
And then you got Stephen King.
Believe me, in that police interview where he was stripped, that I had to watch, he looked like a werewolf. He's so hairy. Ugh. Honestly, he is so hairy. No personal care whatsoever. Stephan, and that poor girl had to suffer that from him. Horrible, horrible man. No wonder a nickname for him was Smelly. He certainly looked like a werewolf.
Eyes of the Dragon.
I don't know what that one is. But if you can only get the first Howling book, that's fine. Or if you have to get them individually, that's fine too.
Okay.
As long as we at least get the first one in my hands, I'll be somewhat satisfied with that. And now that I know there's a trilogy, though, that's pretty cool.
Okay. Well, yeah, that one's available.
Okay.
The Howling.
Yeah, I hope.
Wait, no. No, it says the Howling book, and it's a Library of Doom graphic novel. No, that's not what you want.
It's a what?
It's a graphic novel, so it's a big comic book.
It's not the book.
It's not the book you wanted.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, graphic novels sound interesting, and I'd love to be able to get some graphic novels in here. I'm just,
Did they let you?
maybe they might. I talked to the mental health director, and she seemed to think that it should be okay as long as it's not like super offensive, and of course as long as it's not like bound by staples or anything like that. But I would definitely want to have the regular novel first, though.
1 minute remaining.
There's the 1 minute. What's that?
You got found in the original.
Found the what?
She found the book.
Okay.
Yep, here it is.
I'm going to call you guys back in about 15 minutes, if I'm able to, and you know the drill. If not, you'll hear from me in the next.
Okay. All right. Talk to you. Bye.
Right, there's only 2 left now, and one of them is very short. This one is very, very short. I think it's this one. So we're nearly at the end of it.
Hello there.
I was just thinking, it's amazing how many of Kraft's books have been turned into movies.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Stephen King's as well. So we were talking, Stephen King had some werewolf books as well?
Yep.
Okay. This sounded interesting. And,
Let's do everything at once, but listen up. I'm going to go through a list of what I've got on here for you.
okay.
Okay. Chris. Come on, where are they? Okay. Michael Crichton Eruption.
Uh-huh.
The Dune Saga.
Okay.
3 of them. Let's see. The Call of the Wild.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a classic.
Moby Dick.
Moby Dick, very good.
Hobbit.
The Hobbit, must have.
It by Stephen King.
Ooh, that one's going to give me some nightmares too, I bet.
The Howling.
Yeah, very good.
I'm trying to get the trilogy on that. Stephen King.
Yeah, that one cuts off. So there's just one more left now. Yay! Thank God. This is the last call that's been released recently. I presume in the future they'll release more calls. I don't know.
Time. Thank you for using IC Solutions.
The price of $342, so we're not sending them all at once.
Yeah. No,
So it'd probably be better just to go to the cart and read them out.
yeah, probably.
I've got 26 books in there.
Okay.
At the price of $340.
26 books at the price of $342. So, he's got plenty of reading material, hasn't he, for his, for however long he's going to be. I mean, I think the thing that's most amazing out of, like, we're on the last one now and we're going to listen to this all the way through. But I mean, there's, and as I say, then I'm going to upload just the videos without any commentary. There's been so many gasp moments, haven't there? There's so many times listening where you're just like, what? Oh my God. You know, and these are only a few calls. These are only 13 calls. You imagine how many calls they'll have had now between when Stephan was arrested over a year ago to now. There'll be lots more calls. God knows how many gasp moments are on there. But of course, it's the trial now coming up, his first trial for the essay. And then by the time he goes into his next trial for the red rum of Madeleine, that will be in September. And I've been thinking about it because, he's trying to present this picture that he just found Madeleine deceased. So he's going to try and say she's either done it to herself or somebody else has done it to her. He was out of the room for 2 hours. It wasn't him, according to him. But, the police have charged him with murder. So they haven't charged him with manslaughter. So the police must think, for them to bring that charge against him, they must think of it as murder as opposed to maybe drugging her, giving her a drug too much. They think he's been charged with murder. So I'm thinking, all this that he's saying is probably just a load of rubbish. I don't know. As I say, how do you know when Stephan Stearns is lying is when his mouth's moving?
$32, so we're not sending them all at once.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay, so what we've got, you've already got those that are arriving. So now, how about Next by Michael Crichton?
Okay.
Cycle of the Werewolf by Stephen King.
Cycle of the Werewolf.
The Andromeda Strain by Crichton.
Okay.
Okay.
Pirate Latitudes by Crichton.
Pirate Latitudes by Crichton. Crichton's written a lot of stuff, huh?
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Yeah.
Does illustrated classic edition with original illustrations.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
As
The
long
Dune Saga.
as long as it's all paperback, right?
Yes, all paperback. The Dune Saga 3-book box set, Dune, Dune Messiah, and Children of Dune.
All right. Well, hopefully they won't have a problem with it being a box. They might not let me have the box, but they might.
No, it's just called a box set, but it's I don't know what it does. Okay. Call of the Wild.
Call of the Wild, yeah.
Jaws.
Jaws.
Moby Dick.
Moby Dick.
The Ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, nice.
Eruption. It follows Jurassic Park.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Eruption.
And Congo.
Eruption.
Oh, Congo. I forgot about that one.
I didn't. I love that.
Oh.
The Howling Trilogy.
The Howling Trilogy.
Mm-hmm. Dinotopia Lost.
Very good.
Eyes of the Dragon, King.
Eyes of the Dragon by King.
Here's one you forgot. Christine by Stephen King.
Oh, is that the call?
Now, I'm sorry to say that Stephen King is one of my favourite authors. I'm going right off him now because Stephan likes him. Some of those I've not read. I haven't read any Stephen King for a while, but when I was young, I used to read I've read nearly all the Stephen King books. Christine was a good book. I've seen the films aren't so good normally, especially if you've read the book first. But yeah, Christine, The Stand, Stephen King is a fabulous author, isn't he? But yes, unfortunately, Stephan Stearns is not a good advert for him, I don't think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that one's...
The Hobbit.
Yeah. Hobbit.
It by Stephen King.
It.
Mm-hmm. Jurassic Park.
It was a scary one, wasn't it, by Stephen King? The film's really scary.
Yep. Must have. Yep.
And Lost World, Jurassic Park 2.
Oh, was that also by Crichton?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And the last one is Michael Crichton, and it's Prey. Prey.
Prey. Prey. Oh, wonder what that one's about.
I don't know, but we'll start sending some that maybe you haven't gotten, but they'll come. They're just going to come a couple at a time.
Yep, that's fine. Definitely the Crichtons and the Hobbit. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't realize how much I really enjoyed Michael Crichton.
Well, he's a very good author.
Yeah,
He just really grabs his audience and holds on to them.
Yeah, no kidding. He definitely held on to me.
But I thought that Christine would be one that you would go, ooh, I forgot.
Yeah, I did forget about that one.
So some of the old stuff. Now, I didn't send you Pet Sematary because I don't like that book. I don't like that story.
Yeah, I mean, the movie was screwed up enough, but I've heard the book.
Pet Sematary is a fabulous book by Stephen King, but she wouldn't like it. And, you know, it's difficult if you like animals because, of course, it tells you, you know, Pet Sematary says a lot. But she wouldn't like it, but it is a good book. And again, actually, that film was quite good, but it is spooky and scary. Maybe as I've got older, I've just gone off these spooky horror stories, but I used to read all of Firestarter was another one that I liked of his when I was young. He's a good author, isn't he? Stephen King, probably one of the best authors.
Will really fuck with you.
Yeah, I don't think we need that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's yeah,
I wish you would ask them if you're allowed, if it comes from Amazon, any hard candy.
I discussed a
Because
little
you
bit
can't
with
seem to
social
get it
workers.
there.
I mean, it's just that they go through the commissary company, and they probably have a contract, if I had to guess, with the commissary company. And if they were to let people get snacks off of Amazon, I assume the commissary company might be a little pissy about that.
Okay, never mind then.
I mean, I'll ask, but
well, if it's something that the commissary doesn't stock, that's different. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I'll ask. I'll definitely ask.
Like I was thinking about that coffee flavored candy that you liked.
Yeah, I'd love to be able to get coffee candy. There's a couple of brands that are really good. Copico and United are both really good brands of coffee candy.
I know. I took all the ones that were in your room and put them in my room, and I've been eating them about one every other day.
Oh, yeah?
I like the cappuccino ones that are half white and half brown.
The cappuccino ones are really good, yeah. Those are Copico brands. And then the regular Copicos are really good as well.
Yep, the square ones, yeah.
Then the United brand, that's like the Copico, but it's a little bit of a bolder flavor.
Do you know, have you noticed Chris is hardly speaking, is he? Chris is just complicit. Chris, cowardly Chris is too frightened to speak.
Okay. And I don't know the Mexican candy that you like. I don't know the name of it.
Revolsadita.
Well, forget that. I don't know. Still don't know it.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, if it's something that they do not have and will not have, maybe they would let you get it sent in.
I don't know.
Since it is a hard candy, it's not.
Yeah.
It's coming straight from the manufacturer. So
ask. It could be a security issue, but I'll ask.
I don't know. Okay. It's not coming from us. It's coming from Amazon.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware. It's just, they're weird about stuff, but I'll see what they say.
Okay. And you got all the toiletries you need?
I ordered shampoo and washcloths off of commissary. I've still got toothpaste and deodorant. and I've got a toothbrush and all that. So for now, I think I probably need to get some lotion or something though. Laying on this mat, like my elbows and my ankles are getting just messed up.
Oh my God, poor Stephan. His elbows and his ankles lying on that hard, whatever he's lying on. Oh my God. Do you know, I literally will not sleep tonight worrying about what Stephan's going through.
Yeah, probably rubbing.
Yeah, it's friction, and also my forehead is becoming permanently creased by worry lines.
Oh,
Right. Worry lines.
his worry lines now. Don't worry about your worry lines, Stephan. Oh my God. He's worried about his worry lines now. Crikey.
Yeah, so it's getting permanently
Okay.
my forehead, going across my forehead. It's probably doesn't help that I'm probably chronically dehydrated as well.
Oh,
So you're not drinking enough water?
Yeah, I'm probably.
how can he be dehydrated? He bought all those bloody fruit punches and what have you with his commissary that should have been for his glasses. So how can he be chronically dehydrated? What a load of cojones. Of course he's not as if they would let him become dehydrated anyway. But he's got his commissary. Get some drinks, Stephan.
I'm not drinking enough water because it's just tap water, so I try to drink enough, but it's.
Well, I thought you were able to order those.
He's not drinking it because it's tap water. He doesn't drink tap water. Fuck tap water. He only drinks Evian. Oh my God.
Powders from the commissary that, turn it into fruit punch or something.
That's money, and, the stuff that I'd like to keep in stock is already, pricey enough, plus the things I splurge on every once in a while. I try to make sure that I have enough coffee because coffee is very comforting. It's one of the few things that, gives me any enjoyment here. Every time I drink a cup of coffee, it just releases a whole bunch of happy chemicals in my brain.
Oh my
And
God.
then, my hard candies and my saltine crackers. So, beyond that, it gets expensive if I start going much beyond that stuff.
Yeah. Well, we've got we've got a lot going on here, so we'll keep you up to date with that. I think she's going to have puppies within the next 12 to 18 hours, so.
Oh my goodness.
I wish I could send you a picture of them.
Yeah, me too.
I think once you get that tablet thing, I think we may be able to send you a picture like that.
Yeah, actually, you can send pictures, and they'll either scan them in to the system or you can send you through that.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, so you can totally send me pictures, and they'll scan them in electronically.
Well, I don't know how to send you a picture and have them scan it in unless I send it via email.
I think maybe even if you send a physical picture or something, they might physically scan.
We don't. Nobody takes a physical picture anymore. It's all we all do it on cameras and go straight to our computer.
Yeah, you can print it out maybe, but I don't know. Well, I'll have to ask the mental health people and see how that system works.
Okay, do that. Are they giving you anything for anxiety and sleep?
No. Like I said before, when I got the murder charge, I asked them for something for anxiety, and they gave me an antidepressant that also doubles for anxiety, and that gave me even worse symptoms. So.
That gives you worse symptoms?
Yeah, we already went through that.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, I started feeling extremely panicky and like an elephant was sitting on my chest and the sky was crushing down on me.
Okay, baby. Well, you can't do that.
Nope, so I decided I'd just take my chances with the depression and anxiety.
Okay.
And it's just been mostly okay. Although lately I guess for a little while now, I've been having some mild hallucinations.
Yeah?
Like I'll see random flashes of light while I'm reading my books, like on my hands, like as I'm moving through the words, like each word will
So apparently he's saying he was having random hallucinations.
jitter out like a Morse code flash of light on my hand, and then I'm catching little flickers of movement out of the corners of my eye.
Well, you know, that could be a visitation from, you don't know.
Well, I don't know.
Could be a visitation from Madeline, Fruit Loop says. Oh my God. Could be a visitation from Madeline. Of course it could. Oh God, she's such a Fruit Loop. Of course it's not visitation from Madeline. Why would Madeline be going to see him except to haunt him after what he did to her? Oh my God.
I keep catching flickers of movement out of the corner of my eye, like just out of the periphery of my vision, like I'm seeing a bug move or something, and then I look over and I'm there.
Okay.
So I don't know what the deal is with that. Maybe the isolation is starting to mess with me, or maybe just all the trauma and everything is just taking its toll.
Oh, all the trauma.
I would imagine it has taken its toll on everyone.
Yeah. You know.
And once again, Chris is saying nothing. Chris is quiet. He says nothing. She does all the talking. Now, yeah, trauma is taking its toll on everyone, even the women that she calls a load of bitches. You know, like Madeline's mum and aunties and grandma and that she just wrote off as a load of bitches. What about their trauma? You know, and what about the trauma that Madeline suffered? Dear me.
And she passed away. You know, I suffered a catastrophic mental breakdown at that point. I don't know if you know that.
No, I did not.
So here's his latest. She passed away, meaning Madeline, and I don't know if you know that, but I suffered a catastrophic mental breakdown at that point. This is what he's going to say. He found her deceased and then he had a catastrophic mental breakdown, which meant he had to dispose of all the things, pretend to take her to school, take her to the storage unit, put her in the boot of his car, take her off and dump her in a field, or, you know, because he's so this is going to be his next thing. He's thought about, like someone was saying there in the chat, he's had lots of time to think up things to say. This is what he's going to say. He found her deceased. It was nothing to do with him. He doesn't know how it happened. He was out of the room for 2 hours, he said. Came back, she was there, she was deceased. No point in ringing an ambulance because he could tell she'd already gone and she was beyond help. So he then had a catastrophic mental breakdown and set around sort of, instead of just phoning an ambulance, he decided he was going to do all that he did. But he didn't kill her. No. He had a catastrophic mental breakdown. Good God. That's going to be his story, isn't it?
It was literally out of my mind. When I was first booked into jail, I was hallucinating. I was hearing things and seeing things very badly. And it took me about a week to come out of that.
He did not wake Jen up. No, he said earlier, we know that Jen was asleep. He said, I should have woken her up. I wish I would have woken her up. So no, he didn't wake. He woke. My opinion, because he woke Jen up by accident, didn't he? When he went into her room, he said it was for the dog lead. But I think he was going in for that other white croc. Because remember, one of the crocs was found in the dumpster. And the other white croc was in Jen's room. And I think he went in to Jen's room to get that other white croc. And then because the dog went in that and it woke Jen up, and he wasn't intending to wake Jen up. He wanted to get that white croc. So in the end, Madeline was found with no shoes on, was she? One of the white crocs was in the dumpster and the other one was still in Jen's room. So, yeah. he said that Jen was asleep, but you know, I don't think you can even rely on what Jen says. Or Jen was so zonked out of everything. She doesn't know what's happening most of the time. But yeah, he said he wished he'd woke her up, but he didn't. That's what he said in an earlier one, didn't he? Yeah. Well, I don't know that she woke up quick, to be honest, but she woke up. But I think the dog was jumping on the bed, wasn't it? But anyway, it'll all come out, I suppose, in the trial.
When I was first booked into jail, I was hallucinating. I was hearing things and seeing things very badly. And it took me about a week to come out of that.
Yeah, he's never mentioned this before to them. So this is now June the 16th. These phone calls that we've been listening to started, I think it was May the 1st or something. Yeah, May the 26th. So we're now on June the 26th, June the 16th. He's phoned him 13 times, 13 phone calls we've listened to. He's never mentioned these delusions and mental health episodes. Now suddenly this is what he's come up with. You know, it just keeps coming up with different stories, and you can actually, even Debbie, even Fruit Loop is quiet because she's thinking, well, he's never said this before. Let's just listen to it again, what he says.
I would imagine it has taken its toll on everyone.
Yeah. You know, and she passed away. You know, I suffered a catastrophic mental breakdown at that point. I don't know if you know that.
No, I did not.
And I was literally out of my mind when I was first booked into jail. I was hallucinating. I was hearing things and seeing things very badly. And it took me about a week to come out of that.
Never mentioned that before.
I hope you're sharing all that with your attorneys.
I did, and the mental health people knew about it as well because, you know, they're the ones that interview you when you come in and like, you know, are you seeing anything? Are you hearing anything? I was like, yes, you know, to both. I was hearing reverberating noises going through my cell and in my head, and I would look at the doors, and it looked like the doors were breathing. And then it took me about a week to come out of that, and then it took me another 3 weeks or so before I started to regain some lucidity in my mind and some clarity again. And it took me a while to come out of that. You guys, I don't think you guys knew that.
No,
never
did
mentioned
not.
it before.
Yeah, so I was not in my right mind after I found her.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's
I was not in my right mind after I found her. And she says, oh, I'm so sorry. Now, I think they did talk about him. He said he didn't call an ambulance or wake up Jen because he could tell she was long gone. She was blue. He knew. I mean, it's all a load of cojones anyway. I mean, we're trying to make sense out of it. There is no sense to make out of it. He killed her. He wasn't out of the room for 2 hours. He killed her. And now he's just thinking of a way to cover it up.
And I understand why, but
complete mental and emotional breakdown, and then everything that followed was kind of a result of that.
I've just realised, Yvonne, I think, when you put things in the chat, and but you're on catch up, I think, are you? Because I just wondered before, why? It's funny when people put comments in when they're on catch up, because I remember now you talk about the crisp salt and vinegar. I'm a cheese and onion girl myself, or prawn cocktail. Whatever.
oh, well,
I wish I'd handled that passing a lot better, but I was not capable of rational thoughts or actions at that point.
Yeah, so he said I should have handled her passing a lot better, but I wasn't thinking rational at that point. Yeah, And so who said that? Yeah, Kelly, it's true. What he's describing is a natural reaction to knowing that you're up shit creek without a paddle. He's got nowhere else to go except mental health, has he? You know, there's no other. This man has got nowhere to go. He's got nowhere to go with the first case because all the photographic evidence is there and the distinctive mark on his button mushroom that proves it was him in all those pictures. And then as far as the murder case is concerned, he's going to go into that trial as a convicted child lover because he can't, and you know, the police would not have charged him with murder unless they had reason to believe they could prove it was murder. So if the cause of death was you know, overdose, they wouldn't have charged him with murder, I don't think, would they? Unless, because they couldn't prove that he did, you know, deliberately tried to kill her. But it's intriguing, isn't it? Because he definitely seems to be suggesting that she did it to herself. He's done, well, you know, if you've watched all the videos with me, he said that, didn't he? He said, I think it was just an accident. You know, this is what he's hanging on to. But surely the police then, unless they had absolute proof that, you know, from the cause of death or something, or, you know, we don't know what the evidence is for the red rum, they wouldn't have charged him with murder, I don't think, unless they had a reason to. So, you know, it's frustrating, but we just got to wait and see what comes out at the trial. Yeah, I agree, David. I think she must have, the police must have forensic evidence. They just must. Yeah, Yvonne's talking about when, yeah, that's it, salt vinegar Chris they were talking about, do you remember? And I said, oh, he's made me fancy some Chris. So I think Yvonne's on. Yeah, tomorrow I'll be eating Chris. No mushrooms, though. No mushrooms. Well, not button mushrooms, anyway. No, Barbara, that has not been confirmed, that about the cause of death. It hasn't been confirmed. It's been suggested on some channels, you know, YouTube channels and things, and it may well be, but it has not been officially confirmed. Her official cause of death, it hasn't been confirmed as far as I know. But it could have been that. But anyway. So the other thing we must remember is right at the start of these phone calls, in the video, was it, oh God, I've forgotten when I started doing these. It was yesterday, wasn't it? Wasn't it in the very first phone call, he said to his mum and dad that he had seen the post-mortem report. He's seen it. And then he starts coming out with all this of how she died accidentally. Yeah, but I don't think that's been confirmed officially, Laurie. That's all. I know that some people have been saying that, but I don't know that it's been. And why would he, if he's seen the forensic report? Let's have a look, see if I can find it on here. Well, it says here, that the medical examiner says that she was strangled to death. Yeah, on March the 29th, the Orange County Medical Examiner's Office told investigators that Madeleine had been killed by strangulation and classified her death as a homicide. So why is Stephan trying to say that he just found her deceased and it was an accident? Yeah. Why is he saying that? Why is he thinking he could get away with that if that was in the medical report? No, he definitely said he'd seen the medical report. Anyway, let's listen
I
to
literally was not in
Okay.
my right mind.
Okay, baby. Well,
Oh,
we
baby.
know what we think happened, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We know what we think happened, so it doesn't matter. Chris is quiet again. Bloody cowardly Chris.
It's hard to believe we're halfway through June already.
It is, isn't it?
May crept
Well,
up slowly, and now June is just flying by.
Whoops, you got a minute.
Yeah, this will probably be my last call tonight, but I'll call you back within the next couple of days.
Okay. Hopefully we'll have news about puppies by then.
I assume you might. You said there's going to be 8 of them?
Yes,
Okay.
unless you've hidden one.
Who knows? You never know. We always used to play Count the Spines.
Yeah, well, I was there when they counted the skulls on this one, and that was pretty good
Okay.
count. So,
Well, I love you guys, and I'll talk to you within the next couple days or so. Be good. Okay?
Well,
Keep
this
an eye out
was-
for those books.
well, when your heart stops beating, so does your opportunity to repent. So make your heart right with God while you can. That I just read. I like that.
I do it
Don't forget that.
almost every day.
I know, darling. Okay, I know you're going to be gone, so
Okay.
just want to say I love you, and we're thinking about you.
Thank you
Hey,
for
Mama Bear,
holding
love,
IT
love
Solutions.
you, Dad.
Goodbye.
Yeah, Chris doesn't reply there. He says, love you, Dad. But Chris was very quiet through that call. Wasn't he? Very quiet. Okay, well, that's the last video. So I'm going to have a little look at the timeline in a minute, just finish it off. Now, I'm not sure how old the parents are. They're in their 70s, I think. I could be wrong, though. I was just Googling it. Does anybody know how old these parents are? Let's see. I bet they've aged over the last year, that's for sure. Christopher Stearns. I don't know. I can't find their exact ages here. No, don't know. Don't know how old he is or how old they are. Well, Stephan is 37, and didn't she have him? She didn't have him when she was young because they had one son, didn't they? And then they waited a while. It was a while before they had Stephan. So I don't know. I think they're in their 70s. Yeah, I think they're in their 70s as well. It's a shame, Well, as I say, I would feel sorry for them if they weren't so enabling. And if Fruit Loop wasn't just so callous about everybody else, I could find it in my heart to feel sorry for her. But it's difficult because she's just so nasty about everybody else, isn't she? So it's difficult. Okay, just want to, before I go then, I'll just want to show you this. That's the last call. You'll be glad to. We don't have to listen to his whining voice anymore, at least not for now. But I am going to upload those calls, just the call, like with no commentary, so people can. You do get, so every time you listen to them, you do hear something else that you missed the first time. Let's just have a look at this. So going back to this article, this was last year in March. Orange County Medical Examiner says Madeline was strangled to death. Yeah. And this is the timeline, according to the Spectrum News. So on February the 26th at 7:30, Stephan is seen driving his vehicle to the dumpster in Venetian Bay. Stephan is wearing a red shirt and tan pants. He exits the vehicle and throws away 2 large white trash bags. In the passenger seat of Stephan's vehicle is a white female wearing a green sweatshirt with her head slumped over to the left. The positioning of the female does not appear to be normal, and she does not move while Stephan is exiting or entering the vehicle, and the female appears to be Madeline. On February the 26th at 8:10, so 40 minutes later, Stephan is driving south on John Young Parkway, approaching Thacker Avenue. Madeline is still in the front passenger seat in the same position. Then at 8:19, that same day, he enters Venetian Bay and exits the rear of the complex at 8:31. Madeline is still in the front passenger seat in the same position. Then at 9:01, he's driving north on International Drive and Central Florida Parkway. Madeline is still in the front passenger seat in the same position. And this confirms that Stephan did not drop Madeline off at or near school as he previously stated. Then at 9:35, he's driving into the parking garage of 9271 South John Young Parkway. He drives up to the second level and he parks near the northeast corner of the lot. He backs his vehicle into a parking space by the stairs. He exits his vehicle, walks towards the rear of his vehicle and opens the trunk. And at 9:41, Stephan is seen placing Madeline, who is wearing a green sweatshirt and blue pants, in the trunk of his vehicle. Stephan then exits the parking garage. I mean, has Fruit Loop and Coward actually seen this? At 10:14, he enters Venetian Bay through the east gate of the complex. Madeline is no longer seen in the front passenger seat of his vehicle. At 10:54, he's seen driving to the dumpster in Venetian Bay, throwing away more trash. Then he goes to the vape shop at 11:22. He makes a purchase. He leaves shortly afterwards. His vehicle then travels east on Highway 192 towards St. Cloud, Florida. His vehicle is captured on several traffic cameras as well as license plate readers. I mean, this guy is toast. You know, they've got all this evidence, you know. They've got all this evidence. He's got, you know, he's just got no defence. He's only got mental health defence. That's what he's going to turn around and say, that he wasn't, you know, himself, that he'd had this mental break, you know. That's the only defence he's got. So at 13:16, he's driving south on Old Hickory Tree Road. He passes Hickory Tree Elementary at approximately 13:17. At 14:11, same day, Stephan is driving west on Highway 192 from Old Hickory Tree Road. Stephan's vehicle now has a spare tyre on the rear driver's side of his vehicle. So talk about God sending messages, that they've been going on about God, showing signs, sending. That was God making him have a spare, have a puncture. Thank God for that. Because otherwise, where was he taking Madeline? There's some speculation that he was taking her to a crocodile or alligator infested river, which she would maybe never have been found. This is the man who's supposed to have loved her, discarded her like rubbish along the road. So Fruit Loop and Coward, if you're watching this, because you watch YouTube sometimes, if you are watching this, this is what your son did, and you won't let him take responsibility properly. And if God was looking down at all, it was to give him this puncture in his spare tyre and mean that poor girl, who he just discarded like rubbish, could at least be found and taken home and buried in a respectable way. That's Jesus, God or Jesus that you're always banging on about, had anything to do with it. That's what they did. That's what they did to stop Stephan. It's bad enough he'd been abusing her for all those years. He murdered her, and then it's further abuse, the way he just discarded her poor little body. And then at 14:11 hours, at 15:21, he's back at Venetian Bay throwing items in the dumpster. And a roommate living in the Kissimmee home with Madeline and her mother, Anne Stearns, on occasion. She said that the story of Stearns taking the girl to school sounded odd as well, because she had never seen Stephan taking Madeline to school. So there's the truth of what happened. That's the truth of what happened. So, so they can call him baby, pretend he's the innocent one. They can pretend all they want, but he's a liar. He's a liar, and he's all about himself. Yeah. Let's see if I can find that. Yeah, can't find the. I was looking for the video of when he took the police, to show them where he dropped Madeline off. Let's have a look. Is it on there? Yeah, let's just watch it.
And detectives later obtained security camera images that appear to show Maddie was already
has obtained new audio and documents in the case against accused child rapist and killer Stephan Stearns. He was arrested in the days following the disappearance of his girlfriend's daughter, Madeline Soto.
West 2 News investigative reporter Greg Fox is going through the evidence. Greg, Stearns appears fairly calm throughout this recording.
And there may be two explanations for that. Number one, at the moment, he may be thinking detectives have no real evidence against him. Or number two, He says several times in the interview that he's been taking a lot of medication to control anxiety. What he didn't know then is that detectives had already been zeroing in on him as the prime suspect.
And she wanted to be dropped off a little down the ways from the school.
You're listening to Stephan Stearns' voice as he was being interviewed by detectives on February 27th, one day after 13-year-old Madeline Soto disappeared.
Bless.
Stearns, the boyfriend of Maddie's mother, was supposed to drop her off at Hunters Creek Middle School, but said she wanted to be dropped off a couple of blocks away.
She's got this phase that she's been into lately where she's very particular about what car she's seen getting out of in front of the school. She said she was going to go wait for her friends. She was going to find them and hang out and wait for her friends.
But Maddie never arrived at school. Video evidence would later, allegedly, show Stearns discarding items that included Maddie's backpack and laptop computer in a dumpster at the family's Kissimmee apartment complex. And detectives later obtained security camera images that appear to show Maddie was already dead inside the car. During the recorded interview, Stearns expressed sadness at Maddie's disappearance.
At that point, my brain was mush, and I was on so many tranquilizers to keep me stable. It's just.
Do you usually take that, or?
Yeah, I have a prescription. I haven't needed it in a long time, though. But
what's that for?
Anxiety.
But in the same interview, he said neither he nor Maddie's mother were out searching the night she disappeared. And he gave this explanation about why most of the information on his phone was deleted.
I don't know what the heck I did, but somehow during the massive OS update, I managed to factory reset my phone and lose all of my contacts, all my information.
Investigators would later retrieve images from the phone that prompted the initial charges against Stearns of sexual battery on a child under 12. Strangely, he had this concluding comment to detectives.
I don't know where my head was yesterday. It was so far up my backside.
That's the interview. Up next, the new documents obtained by West 2 News. In one of them, Madeline Soto's mother explains the unusual sleeping arrangements.
Okay. Anyway, I have got, there's a lot of videos on my channel. If you type in Madeline Soto or Stephan Stearns, we've looked at all the interview videos. We've listened to all the audios. It's just a question of waiting for the trial now, isn't it? So, okay. Yeah. Yvonne's catching up. The thing. Yeah, maybe he's watching my YouTube, my Spanish YouTube, where actually I do a lot. I do stream to that as well now, the crime things, because people seem to like the crime things as well. But all my YouTube Spanish classes are on there as well. So yeah, maybe he's trying to learn Spanish, eh? Anyway, bye, David. Yeah, I'm going now. So thanks for watching. Thank you, as always, for caring about Madeline. Please don't forget to leave your DNA on the like button. If you're not a member, if you're not a subscriber already, think about subscribing. It's completely free. And why not become a member? And I'll see you really soon in the next video. I'll keep you updated, of course, on this case and others. I've got other things I want to talk about as well, but not tonight because I've been talking for quite a long time, haven't I, as usual? So I'll see you really soon in the next video. Let's have a little look at Madeline. I'm sick of looking at Stephan, to be honest. So I thought I've got a little tribute video to Madeline somewhere. Yeah, I'm going to put on a little Maddie tribute, just for Madeline, rest in peace. I hope she's cuddled up with the angels. But you know what? That's not where he's going, even though he thinks he is. He said, oh, yeah, when he gets the death penalty, gets a lethal injection, he'll just go to sleep and wake up in heaven. I don't think that's going to happen, Stephan, somehow. Not unless you genuinely ask for forgiveness. And to ask for forgiveness, you've got to actually admit that you ever did it in the first place. Okay, I'll see you really soon in the next video. Until then, may your God go with you. Thank you.